y'all to the Nature Show. I'd like to welcome y'all to the Nature Show. Get Vito in here, man. I don't know. Sam Howell with the pick. You got Purdy with the throw off his back foot. It's a first down. Dallas won by 1 point yesterday, so I guess San Francisco trying to keep up with Dallas. For that number 1 seed going into the playoffs. Second to last week to go here in this season for Washington. Purdy in shotgun. Hands it off up the middle. We're going to get y'all caught up on today's game, let you know everything that's happened. If you haven't seen it, if you have, you know that pretty much same old. Last drive, Sam Howell threw an interception after a 10-play, 54-yard drive. I'll try to read out some numbers, get y'all caught up, and on the happenings on this one. San Francisco has 21 passes for 148, 28 rushing yards for 151. In this one, it is 12-14 left, 13 in the fourth quarter. Purdy back to pass, rolling to the right, throws it over the middle. It is a catch over the middle for a huge check. Out of the backfield, looks like he has a first down. Washington's 4-11 on the season. San Francisco 11-4. Sam Howell in this one, 13 for 20, 1 touchdown, 1 interception, 1 for 6. Sacked 1 time for 6 yards. Brian Robinson Jr. back in the lineup. Ran the ball 9 times for 44 yards. Antonio Gibson carried the ball 3 times for 17 yards. First and 10 for San Francisco. Purdy in shotgun. No receivers back in the backfield with him. He's back to pass. He throws over the middle. It is a strike caught for Brandon Ayuk. Good coverage on the play, but just a better catch on Forbes, though. He mauled Forbes a little bit. He mauled Forbes. Yeah, he mauls Forbes. Yeah, it's a catch. Looks like San Francisco's threatening again. 7 targets, 6 catches, 97 yards for Brandon Ayuk. He's used to playing against Washington, former Eagle. Play clock down to 0. Not sure what's going on here. The place is sold out. They said this is seems to be a lot of San Francisco fans in the building, which I don't blame them. But the place is definitely sold out. Terry McLaurin has 4 receptions in this game for 61 yards and a touchdown. There's a 42-yard reception, and throughout the rest of the game, outside of those, he only has 20 yards. Outside of the 40-yard reception, Curtis Samuel has 3 catches for 33 yards in this one. Brian Robinson Jr. has 2 catches for 29 yards. Antonio Gibson has 2 catches for 17 yards. Logan Thomas has 2 catches for 14 yards on 3 targets. And Johan Dotson has no catches, 1 target. He doesn't seem to be being used at all. On the other side, Brandon Ayuk has 6 catches on 7 targets for 97 yards. Deebo Samuel has 4 catches on 4 targets for 31 yards. Christian McCaffrey has 4 catches on 5 targets. George Kittle has 2 catches on 3 targets for 24 yards. Hughes Check has 2 catches for 16 yards on 2 targets. And Ronnie Bell has no catches and 1 target. Sam Howell has 1 interception in this one. Cody Barton leads Washington with 7 tackles, 6 tackles for Cameron Curl, Khalid Hudson has 9 total tackles with assisted, and with 3 solo tackles. Daryl Mayo, Forbes, 4 tackles, 4 solo, which means those are 4 catches on him more than likely. So Brock Purdy is 18 for 23, 195 yards and a touchdown in this one. Sam Howell is 13 for 20, 154 yards, 1 touchdown, 1 interception. He seems to be playing well. We'll go over the drives with you guys to get you caught up. Try to get the guys in here. It's a pitch out to Deebo Samuel. He's around the right side. Deebo down to the 6-yard line. He's out of bounds. Deebo Samuel on the heavy run, baby. On the heavy run, baby. Got a flag on the play, which is holding wide receiver Ronnie Bell on the hold. That one is coming back. That was a big play for them to be coming back. And you have a man in the end zone who is down. It seems to be, let's see. You got a man in the end zone hurt, trying to make out who it was. They'll go to a commercial timeout. They'll go to a commercial timeout. So yeah, Redskin fans, man, it's been a pretty bad season. I'm gonna call it like it is. Pretty bad season. And you can't really blame anybody. I mean, I guess you could say. I mean, I can. I have a few people to blame. But this is Redskin football. Again, I've voiced my opinion about pretty much everything, ownership and everything down the line. So, I don't know. This is not a surprise at the way this game is turning out. I mean, they're tanking, obviously. I don't think anybody can dispute that at this point. I don't agree with the method. I don't agree with losing on purpose. I think you kill the morale of the team. I think it's hard to break that once you start doing it on purpose. Yes. So I don't like it at all. At all. It reeks of we're doing this whole thing for money. So let's run through this game. Let y'all see what you got going on. San Francisco open this game up with the ball, going 12 plays down to Washington's 25-yard line where they kicked a field goal and made it. So 35, sorry, from the 35-yard line where they got a field goal out of it. Washington then went 3 plays and out. San Francisco then went 9 plays for a touchdown to make it 10-0 in Washington's building. Washington then goes 9 plays for a field goal. San Francisco goes 3 and out on the next play, on the next down series. Sorry, Washington comes back to make it 10-10 with the touchdown. 9 plays and a touchdown for Sam Howell and company. He still got a man down. He seems to be down. Hasn't gotten up yet. Christian Holmes was the guy I hurt. So after that, in the first half, San Francisco gets the ball back, goes 10 plays for 71 yards and a field goal. Get a field goal after that. and Washington just gets the ball and downs it on that drive, just catch y'all back up. In the second half now, Washington gets the ball first, goes 3 and out. San Francisco then goes 12 plays, 83 yards, and a score. And Washington goes 10 plays, 64 yards with Sam Howell in his own territory, throws to the interception. And now you have it with San Francisco. It's 77 plays, 73 yards into the drive, 4:21 off the clock. They're driving for a touchdown, trying to attempt to get a touchdown. They are in pretty good field position with a 20-10 lead. So the interception really hurt Washington. They were in this game all the way up until that interception in the red zone by Sam Howell. Even if you get a field goal out of that, you figured it's still a one-possession game going into the fourth quarter against a team that's, at least record-wise, much, much better than you. So that seemed to be the turning point in the game, was the interception in the red zone from Sam Howell. That seems to be the difference here. And, I mean, the fact that the San Francisco went 12 plays for 83 yards, too, on the opening drive of the half isn't really good either. Just to be, not to put it all on offense. So both sides blundered in the second half, primarily in the third quarter, where you had the defense giving up an 83-yard drive for a touchdown, and on the offensive end, you got in the red zone and then threw an interception. So I guess defense would be worse than offense because, at least they did hold the ball for a little minute, Christian Holmes passed out in the back of the end zone. Something going on with him. He passed out in the back of the end zone. Small delay on the game. You got a 20-10 ball game. Purdy hands it off up the middle. Gets about 5 yards, 6 yards. Second down. Oh, so that gets them back to the original your line of scrimmage, because there was a holding call, I believe, on the Deebo Samuel run. They're calling Christian Holmes off of the field at this moment. Brock Purdy's 19 for 24, 201, touchdown. Elijah Mitchell, 12 rushes for 69 yards and a touchdown. It's Mitchell on the last carry. Man in motion. Purdy back to pass. Behind them, all could have been picked off. Come on, Forbes. I like the fact that you want to bat it down, but you got to keep your head up. Keep your eyes up, baby. Keep your eyes up. That one was an easy interception. If he could have, oh no, he failed. He failed as I don't know what he was doing. He falling for no reason out there. I don't know why he failed. If he keeps his body straight up, stays straight up, that's an easy interception. Easy interception. Brock Purdy in shotgun from the 19-yard line on the 3rd and 10. Back to pass. He scrambles. Oh, he makes a man. Deron Payne. He had Deron Payne. He's directing traffic. He throws it in a wide open Brandon Ayuk. Touchdown. Brock Purdy flexes on the Redskins. Brandon Ayuk dances on him. Forbes get hit for another touchdown. When you get it, you got to get it. When you got a chance, you got to get it. You got a chance, but Smith Williams, sorry, not Deron Payne. Smith Williams got to make that sack. He cannot let him. You cannot give it up. Your outside leverage. You cannot give it up. Smith Williams, you gotta get Purdy there. He had Purdy did the rights. Smith Williams had Purdy did the rights. San Francisco fans are partying good, partying good in Washington. Way more fans there than the Redskin fans. Partying good, partying good. So I don't know, man. I don't know. That was a 10-play, 95-yard drive, 5 minutes, 33 seconds off the clock. So on the defensive end, they've had 2 drives in this half. The San Francisco offense, 2 touchdowns. One of them 12 plays, 83 yards. The other one 10 plays, 95 yards. Both totaling. One of them was 7 minutes. The other one 12 minutes, 22 plays, 200 yards on Ron Rivera's defense in the second half. Offense went 3 and out, and the offense did at least muster a little something before they threw an interception deep in San Francisco territory. You know, these drives, I mean, you got a 10-play, 71-yard drive at the end of the half for San Francisco. Then you got a 9-play, 63-yard drive, a 12-play, 55-yard drive. I mean, the defense isn't really giving no form of resistance here. You got big drives on the defense. San Francisco's accumulating a lot of yards here. 374 yards for San Francisco today, total yards. 218 passing, 156 rushing yards today. 8.4 yards a pass. I mean, these stats are pretty bad. Third down efficiency. San Francisco 4 for 7, Washington 3 for 7. San Francisco has had 55 plays to Washington's 35. Red zone opportunities. San Francisco is 3 for 5. Washington's 1 for 2. Washington has the lone turnover in this one. Time of possession, San Francisco 31, Washington 18. Christian Holmes has a concussion and he's out. Ron Rivera looking mighty stupid over there on the sidelines, getting pummeled in your own building with a sold-out crowd to the other team. It's nothing but red out there, and that's not for Redskins. Sam Howell back to pass, throws it over the middle. It is a catch for Logan Thomas. So is this what Josh Hurst's group meant? Is this what they felt they were trying to do? Is this what they were trying to do? By the end of the season, you're 4-11, and you have a stands full of the other teams. Throw it. It is another interception. Pringle didn't come back to the ball though. That one isn't on Sam Howell. Pringle refused to come back to the ball. I mean, he was really slow coming back to the ball. Sam Howell threw it over there. Looks like this game is out of hand. The blowout and the route is on. Pringle, you got to come back to the ball. Oh, yeah. No, Sam Howell's whole helmet was grabbed as he threw the ball, and Pringle still got to come back to it. Pringle still got to come back to that. Pringle still got it. It's going to look like it's on Sam Howell, but absolutely not. Pringle got to come back to that ball. And Sam Howell's head was grabbed. I mean, it was you can't get hit in the head. I thought you couldn't get hit in the head. That's what I thought. You couldn't hit the head of the head of the opponent. His whole head was getting grabbed as he threw the ball. I thought you couldn't hit the quarterback in the head. The ref looked at that, and he said something to the ref after the throw. Not to take up for Sam Howell, but I thought getting hit in the head was a penalty. Just my thoughts. Just my thoughts. I don't know about that one. He grabbed his helmet as he threw the ball. I mean, who knows? Washington has scored 309 points this season and has given up 453 points this season. I'm pretty sure that's a Redskin record. Worst defense in the history of the team. I'm pretty sure that's a Redskin record. We are watching the worst defense we have ever seen in a Redskin uniform. And it's a coincidence that Josh Owner is the owner when this happens. I don't think that's a coincidence. He literally came here and then, well, I don't care if you're bad, even if he wasn't going to be good, but to go out there and put together the worst defense in the history of this team is very alarming in your first year. I'm sorry. It's very alarming. Very alarming. That looked like a penalty, though. It did look like a penalty. I would have to side with Sam Howell on this one because his helmet was grabbed, clearly. Yeah. I know Vito say he didn't put this together. He allowed it. He allowed it. He allowed it. Maybe didn't put it together, but he allowed it. He allowed it to go on. Week after week. Whatever he did, he didn't make any adjustments. He let it go on. Let the drowning happen. I don't know. You ain't got to put it together, but you ain't got to watch it either. I don't inherit it all you want, but you don't have to watch it. No. And if that's the case, if you wanted to stop it, you should have kept Del Rio back in. You should have kept Del Rio. Yeah. You should have kept Del Rio. You know, definitely should have kept Del Rio. If that's what, I mean, because regardless, I don't know. And your first year is alarming, just for me, as I would want to see better out of the first year owner. Just even when we had Snyder, it wasn't like this. Even when we had Snyder, even teams that went to other people, the Raiders coming out of last year, they are not even that. Their defense ain't even this bad. I mean, it's pretty bad. Vito said they haven't worked out. I mean, 150 versus the number ones. I agree. Look, Deebo Samuel down the sideline. He has a first down, 15, 19-yard game for Deebo Samuel. 8:01 left in the fourth quarter. San Francisco has the ball down to the Washington 32-yard line. They are driving with a pitch play to Deebo Samuel. I mean, no effort. Cody Barton gets him eventually, but it's just really no effort from Cameron Curl on that play. George Kittle with the block. 7:36 left. San Francisco driving the ball. They are deep in Washington territory, up 27-10 at this point. Play clock down to 3. They might have to use a timeout. Timeout. Second timeout for Brock Purdy and the San Francisco 49ers. Del Rio gave up most of. I mean, they've given up. They gave up 30 points to the New York Jets last week. Even that, 8 minutes left. They already given up 27. This game, there's no Del Rio. No Del Rio. We just went over it. They have drives of 81, drive of 71, another drive of 95. Del Rio's not out there. I mean, even if you're bad, you don't have to be this bad. That's what I'm saying. It's alarming that they're this bad, in my opinion. Everybody's different, but they're alarming that they're this bad, and everybody's walking around like it's okay. People wouldn't be as comfortable if this was my regime. Let me just say that. People wouldn't be as comfortable as being this bad if this was my regime. And you could say you fired Del Rio all you want. That's fine, but there's a couple other people would have been fired too, in my opinion. I mean, for whatever reason, it's nothing wrong with losing. You always have to be competitive, though. I would like for them to see them be competitive. This is not even competitive football, and that's the problem. Hands it off up the middle. Elijah Mitchell down. He gets a 7-yard gain on the play. Moving and grooving. Mathis is finally playing number 98. Mathis is in the game, and he did not look good on that play at all. He was manhandled. Oh my goodness. Yeah, he looked pretty bad on that play. I mean, it's his first time playing. I mean, maybe he was in last week as well. Yeah, it's the same season, but I don't think Del Rio gave up. Last time I saw them in the Dallas Cowboys game, until it's a toss over the middle, it's a catch for Hughes Check down to the 8-yard line, 1st and 10. So it's 1st and goal, San Francisco now. Brock Purdy on a rollout, naked bootleg to the outside, to the right-hand side. Deron Payne in his face. He tosses it right over Deron Payne. And Hughes Check, who catches it with outstretched arms, and he's knocked down. It's a 1st down and goal from the 8-yard line. For the San Francisco 49ers, Hughes Check has 3 receptions, 22 yards. Purdy is 20 for 27, 224, and 2 touchdowns. And they are in the red zone once again. 6 drives, 3 touchdowns, and 2 field goals. Elijah Mitchell with the curry. He's going to the outside. No effort. Oh, good tackle from Khaleke Hudson. Khaleke Hudson seals the edge there. He said Josh Hurst is going to have to find a Vito says Josh Hurst has to find the staff he trusts, and that's going to take time. Nah, we don't have. I don't have time, and I don't think the rest of the Redskins folks have time. It doesn't have time. It's not. You don't have time when you have people that know what they're doing. In my opinion, that's just in my opinion. Um, it's a throw from Purdy down to the 2-yard line. With the pieces he had, I didn't feel like he was that far off if he would have got an offensive line and put money where they should have been, and even came in and rehired a few folks who probably should never have been let go in the beginning. That's the approach I would have had personally. I mean, it's film out there on guys who are still available to this day, who they never even looked at for whatever reason. And so even when we use the theory, your theory, Vito, even when we use your theory that hands it off to Elijah Mitchell, he is tackled on the 3rd and goal. He gets 1 yard. That's good effort by the defense. Good effort. So 4th and goal for San Francisco, down on the 1-yard line. Brock Purdy calling the play out. They're going for it. 4:17 left. 4th and goal, 27-10, down at the Washington 1-yard line. The place is filled with San Francisco 49ers fans. Pretty embarrassing. All the way down, you got a 4th and goal handoff up the middle. He don't get it. Washington with the stand. He does not get it. And that was Mayo. Mayo with the tackle. Mayo with the tackle. Elijah Mitchell is stopped on the 4th down. Mayo gets the tackle there. Oh, yeah, Mayo made a great play. Mayo made a great play, no doubt. Mayo's played good all season, but that one was there. That's a highlight play for Mayo. Stuffed him in the hole, nowhere. Highlight play for Mayo. Who are you looking at that's not already hired? I mean, you could have fired Rivera. That's the first thing, and got him out of the building. That's the first thing. You keeping him for the end of the season, it was really no point. You know what I mean? I would have fired Rivera and let Jack Del Rio and Eric Bieniemy work together. That's me. That's personally, I would have wanted to see what that looked like. If to me, you can't make Eric Bieniemy the coach now because you had a oh my goodness, it's Brian Robinson. He caught the ball at the 1-yard line on the out, and he was tackled immediately. It looked like San Francisco was going for the safety there. Did he get out? When did he get out? He catches it. He's yeah. He's out. He's out. He's out. All right, let's try to get the guys in. Got the guys in. Oh, my bad. Yeah, let's get it. Got Vito in.
Yo.
Yeah, yes indeed. No. Sam Howell with the throw over the middle to Brian Robinson, a quick catch and tackle.
Sorry, so
He threw a
late.
pick. Oh, man. That's an interception. That's an interception. They carried them. I'm glad they didn't let him do it, but that's a pick. Howell is not good, bro. I'm sorry. All right.
Got Howard shotgun.
I can say what y'all want. That should have been a pick.
Oh my goodness. Yeah, it was a throw. He was tackled as he was hit. Nobody to go to. Nobody to throw it to.
Jay Daniels.
Chase, dude, he ain't have to roll out like that. He ain't have no reason to do that.
I told you, Ro, I'm lobbying for Jay Daniels.
I think you need a different offensive coordinator personally. I mean, that's my personal opinion.
Bro, your
Playing
man
quarterback,
don't look good,
playing
bro. You
quarterback,
are a
you know certain
quarterback
throws not to make, bro.
aficionado, and you standing behind this dude, bro.
I'm again. For me personally, I've seen regression. I haven't seen progression, and so I normally blame that with coaching. So because that means the potential is there,
Okay.
something is going
Okay.
on.
All right.
That's just my opinion.
So the guy that won a Super Bowl don't know what he's talking about. He's the problem over a quarterback who's not getting rid of the ball fast enough, which Big Son has said probably once or twice every show we've had that he started at quarterback. Number two, I told you that he's a bad reader. I've said that probably since week 4. Even though he's had great throws, he does not know how to read a defense, in my opinion. And it's the coordinator's fault. From the guy that picked out Haskins to be a bad quarterback, the guy that says Kirk Cousins is a bad quarterback, you see potential in Howe over this, and neither of them have thrown this many interceptions.
I just think the play calling is bad.
Scott Turner was the coach before this. I just want to point that out.
I would take Scott Turner over Eric Bieniemy. I've seen a whole
I'm
season.
not putting it all on play calling.
I would.
The reason
I want to switch the
why I
subject.
wouldn't put it all on play calling is because you played the game, bro. And Ro, you played quarterback. You know this. In certain throws, you do not make.
Okay.
It's all in timing. He holds the ball a lot. He holds the ball too much.
Okay. But to me, that's usually indicative of you ain't scheming nobody open. He would get rid of it if somebody was open. You got to scheme people open?
I've seen people open and he not find them. He don't know how to read coverages.
Okay.
He don't know how to read coverages,
Even if
bro.
that's the problem.
But I'm not about to sit my franchise on his shoulders when he can't read coverages and he hold the ball too long. Because when we get a new line and we got new offensive linemen back there and they're actually running the plays and stuff, like you can't be holding the ball, bro.
Okay, even in that sense, even when he's holding it, right? What are receivers doing? The play we just saw. He holding the ball. Hey, there's no receiver nowhere running towards him, giving him a target, giving him nowhere to throw the
ball. If this was not the case, the entire Redskin media reporting, scouting and everything, Twitter and everything, except for us, is stating that we're looking at quarterbacks. Nobody here is looking for the damn tight end that I said that we've been needing for probably 4 years since Jordan Reed got hurt. We are not looking for this anymore, which means that Bieniemy's probably not going to be here. And there's no new coach that wants to take him on. If the new coach coming in is looking at bringing in a quarterback, what does that say?
That just says they're trying to save money, they need 4
Oh
extra
my
years to me.
God.
No, no, you can save money, but
A tight end
you got 2
ain't
more
gonna
Listen
years
cost you as
out of
much
here.
as
to
a
what I
quarterback.
just said.
A
No,
tight
but you
end is
don't
not
have.
gonna cost you
Listen to
as
what
much
I'm
as a
saying.
quarterback.
But you
A
don't.
tight end not gonna cost you as much as a quarterback. No matter how well he does, it's never gonna
Put
cost
it
you.
like this, okay? I'm gonna say this on it. If Howell goes somewhere else, he gonna light it up, and I'm just gonna say it like that.
No, you ain't. No, you ain't.
All right, I said it.
No,
Y'all
you ain't.
know I said it. I said it here first. If he goes somewhere
You
else, he gonna be picked up quick. They gonna pick him up quick. Chicago want him back. Not Chicago.
media,
Sorry.
in
Hold up.
media
Hold
form,
up.
he lighted it up
It,
different. To the media,
the
he
Jets
lighted
want
it up.
him bad. The
To the
Jets want
media,
him
he's
bad.
Yeah, but we're
The
not about
Jets
to get
want
no
him
Zach
bad.
Wilson.
gotta equal wins, bro. I don't care what
Jets
he
want
do.
him bad. That's all I'm
Okay,
gonna say. The Jets want
bro,
him.
For somebody that don't respect Kirk Cousins' stats, don't yell about stats, bro. Light it up how, because that's all Howell is doing
I,
is lighting it up on the stat board, and it's not good on all of the
but
stats.
I don't think his coordinator is good either. I'm just being honest.
It's hard to say that or hard to hear that from somebody that's saying that from someone who won a Super Bowl.
But he didn't. He wasn't the coordinator. He didn't call the plays.
Yes,
Someone
he
else
was
was
the
calling the plays.
coordinator.
Someone else was calling the plays, though.
It does
Someone
not
else was
matter.
calling the plays.
He's the
That,
coordinator for the team, bro. He was the coordinator the last 4 or 5
but
years there.
someone else was calling the plays.
That doesn't make a difference.
It does.
It does not, because you don't give none of that. You get so that means that why does Kyle Shanahan not have a Super Bowl yet? He called the plays for Kirk Cousins most of the entire time that he was
He's
here.
been to a Super Bowl. Kirk Cousins hasn't even been close.
He ain't win one. You keep
He's been in the
naming losing
NFC
feet.
Championship game for the last 5 years.
Winning the game, bro. That's a losing feat. You name it. Lighten it up. Got to be equal winning too. It can't just equal losing.
If
I
he
don't
didn't
care
have
how
an
it goes
injury, he
and
could have
lose.
definitely
I
had one
don't
last year if
care
he
if
didn't have his
how
starting
goes
quarterback
lose
go down in the NFC
from a
Championship game
losing
last year.
college, bro. They ain't never won no national
His
championship
starting quarterback
there.
got hurt in the NFC Championship game last year. If
Excuses. The Eagles lost their starting quarterback and won a Super Bowl that year.
that was
I'm
them,
not trying to hear that. I'm
that
not
was
trying
them.
to hear got an excuse for it, bro. I'm not trying to hear that. I'm sorry.
That was them, though.
You don't want to hear none of the reasons we got for anything that could be possibly
I
changed.
don't think. I just don't think Eric Bieniemy is good. That's just along the lines of what I said from day one. I just said I don't think he's good.
I'm not disagreeing with that, but I'm not going to say that Sam Howell's good because Eric Bieniemy's bad.
I'm not gonna say he's not good because Eric Bieniemy. I've seen more good out of Sam Howell than I've seen good out of
You
Eric Bieniemy.
Look at
said
all right.
what?
Hold on.
I said
Look at
that.
Kansas City now without Eric Bieniemy.
Look at them. They're in the playoffs.
They got
No,
9
look at
wins.
bro. They don't look like the same.
They don't
I'm
have the
saying look
same
at them as
weapons
a
either,
whole.
though.
If
They
the
don't
The
have the
Raiders
best
same
commodity on their
team.
team is their
Raiders
They don't.
defense.
the
It used to
division.
be the
If
offense.
the Raiders don't win
They don't have.
the division, bro. What you
Huh?
talking about? They tied. They are 1 game away from not being in the lead for being the leader. They're 9-7 or 9-8, and the Raiders are 1 game back from being tied of the lead in that zone. Nobody was nowhere near them when he was the coordinator there. They're having a
They
rough season.
don't have the same team either.
You say
You
what?
go through their departures. They don't have the same team
Neither
either.
Bro, they
neither
had
is
a bum
Eric
ass team
Bieniemy.
when they won the Super Bowl, bro. Their offense was trash, bro. What are you talking about? They had Pachenko that came in mid-season that nobody really had that much film on. He played 6 or 7 games. Clyde Hilaire was hurt. Sky Moore came in at the last game of the playoffs. They had no top receiver except for
What
Kelsey going into
is
the
our record though with Bieniemy? If he was so important, we would be better. He's not good.
bro. We don't have the quarterback is a bum. Brissett
Okay.
came in and almost
All
won
right.
you
Well,
2 games.
the quarterback was last game. The quarterback didn't
You got
lose until he became the coordinator,
You're
though.
right. You're right.
The
You're right. You're right.
coordinator didn't lose till he became the coordinator.
You're right. You're right. You're right. You're right. You're right.
Quarterback looked
No,
pretty good
no,
without him.
it just proves what I've been saying all season.
The
When
quarterback
my
looked
man Jimmy got in there, Jimmy made that offense look like something. And Hal didn't.
And
okay.
we
Hal fell off the last
during
3-4
preseason.
weeks of the
I
season.
just think that's motivation. I think that's money motivated
What are
though.
you talking about? Jimmy ain't about to get no money from nobody, boy.
I ain't
Are
say
you
that.
tripping?
I thought they was trying to push him as the starting quarterback so that when they lost
No,
again
bro.
next year, which
That
they're
don't even
going
make
to,
sense.
I'm
That
saying
does not make
something
sense.
that makes sense.
No, Jimmy Brissett being the quarterback does not make sense. A starter anywhere, even being here, it don't make sense. Even if
That's
you're
what I
trying to
felt
get
like
money.
they was pushing. That's what I felt like they was pushing.
How? Because How is a
How are
bum.
they
You don't
not?
say that.
We've
Because
done
that's
that
the only way.
before.
That's the
It's
only way you
happened.
can
We've
see that.
seen it.
The
We've seen
only
it
way you
happen
can
here
see that.
before.
Only way you can see that is because, again, like I said, you're pushing one narrative, and the only one narrative you is pushing is about Josh Harris selling
Right,
the team to Philly. And
right,
I'm
right.
cool with you saying that. What I'm stating is that you're not also pointing out the obvious that that boy is bad, bruh.
I don't see that though. I don't think he's bad. That's
Bruh,
my
you have
opinion.
Terry
I've
McLaurin.
seen him I've
Terry,
seen more good out of
Terry
him that he
McLaurin,
created with himself
McLaurin,
than I saw bad. I just don't see a good game plan. I see,
Terry McLaurin
and then
No,
hold up. Let me say this.
that quarterback.
I can
we've
hold
had
up.
game plans, but
Hold
he's
up.
also
Okay.
thrown picks
Hold up.
in critical points of the
Hold up. I'm
game.
going to pull
So what
up
I'm not
several
going to do is give
comments.
him a lane, and I ain't give Kirk Cousins
I'm
one.
gonna pull up several comments from defenders. For, the Buffalo guy, the guy who had 2 picks against us, he said I knew what they were gonna do. The Dolphins guy, the guy who played against us, I can pull it up. He said
That's
I knew
But
what
if
they were
you
gonna
study
do.
film, bro, you're going to find that out. If you study
No, if you
film, if you're in the film room, you can figure that out.
that's against a team he played for. They both played against a team that they are familiar with seeing. Both of those teams. The Dolphins see the Chiefs a lot, and the Bills have seen the Chiefs in the playoffs every year since Mahomes has been
he said
in
he
the
knew what
NFL.
they was gonna do. So I mean,
One more
when they know
time.
what you're gonna do, they know what you're gonna do.
All right. So what was the case with Scott Turner last year?
Who? With Scott Turner? What you mean?
McLaurin had a 1,000-yard season easily with Scott Turner, and we all trashed Scott Turner for his
I
offense. What is
but
going on this?
I trashed Scott Turner till I saw Eric Bieniemy.
What is going on where your quarterback can't get McLaurin the ball?
He was getting them the ball pretty fine in that Dallas game. He got him
And
the
what
ball
Dallas,
pretty fine.
and what Dallas?
But that's one game, bro.
That's the only
We got
game
a
we got
whole
to
season.
see with him and Scott Turner.
No, I'm talking about with Bieniemy, because Bieniemy's not throwing the ball. Because that's
But
okay. You keep
Bieniemy don't
blaming the
call
coordinator
plays.
for he
Nobody got
cannot
the ball.
read
Terry McLaurin
defenses.
doesn't have one 100-yard game this year.
You said what?
Terry
He
McLaurin
got
doesn't
one.
have one 100
Yeah,
yard game this year, I think.
we got one.
That's
And we lost that
and you
game to the
and
Jets.
you're saying that's because of the coordinator. It's not
Same
because of
reason
the
that,
quarterback.
huh?
You said it's because of the coordinator, not because of the quarterback.
Right, that's what I'm saying. It's because of the coordinator.
So the
Yeah.
quarterback can't see McLaurin. He can't see the one receiver that we got that's
Hey,
better than.
I don't see him scheming nothing. I don't like what
No,
he's
no, 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 no,
scheming.
no, no. So you mean to tell me that because he's not scheming that McLaurin's not
Yeah,
open?
yes, that's what I'm saying.
So you mean to tell me that Heineke, when Scott Turner wasn't scheming up
No,
nothing, made teams?
Scott Turner was scheming it
No,
up
he
for him.
was
That's what
not.
it was.
No,
Yeah,
he
he
was not.
was.
Bro,
Yeah, he
please go
was. I
back.
beg to
Go
differ.
back to those interviews. No, he was not.
I beg
Those
to
t-shirts,
differ. I
those
beg to
t-shirts had
differ.
nothing to
I
do with
beg to
Scott Turner.
differ.
Those
Scott
t-shirts,
Turner was scheming it up for him.
those t-shirts from Heineke had nothing to do
I,
with Scott Turner.
I didn't say it had anything to do with
That's
Scott
not
Turner. No, it don't have nothing to
him
do
up.
with
That's a
T-shirts.
quarterback going
It
to
don't
the
have.
best receiver on the team, bro. Howell does not do that. We're not about to sit here and cite
In
that, bro.
my opinion,
You can
Scott
say
Turner
that,
schemed
and I'm saying
him open. I
respectfully
saw
so, your
times where I
opinion.
was like, okay, that's a good
Letting
scheme.
you
Got
keep
him
your
open.
opinion, respectfully so. I'm saying games that we have covered. Your number one receiver, the same thing I would say with Devontae Adams, with a O'Connell, when their quarterback before they fired McDaniels was not scheming Devontae Adams in the second half. When you need a play, you throw to the guy that's your number one guy on the team. How does not do that? I don't care
I
about
don't
scheming
know.
them up. You mean to tell me that?
I
He
don't.
went out.
You went out. You went out. You went out.
No, it's just me, my personal opinion. How I'm not saying How is an absolute bum, but what I'm saying is he don't he don't know how to read like he should be reading at this point in his career. Yes, this is essentially maybe you could say, oh, this is his rookie year because he didn't play last year. But he also sat behind somebody who knows how to read, knows how to get the ball to the number one receiver. So what you see in that, you should have soaked some of that up and took that home with you. And like,
But I'm
if you do
looking.
your homework, Al, if you do your homework, like those guys knew what play they were going to run because Eric Bieniemy was in Kansas City, just like that. If you do your homework, you'll know when to pick here, pluck there. You know what I'm saying? You'll know these things. And I'm just saying, I don't. Out of the last 3 weeks, that's not a product that can foresee getting getting the starting job next year. And if he does get it, they need to bring somebody in and make him battle for it. I think he's too comfortable at this point, knowing that he ain't gonna lose his job to Jacoby Brissett. Because they said early in the week Jacoby had the starting job, and
He got a
when the
hamstring.
game started,
Hamstring.
he on the field.
He had a hamstring injury. He got a hamstring injury. He pulled a
Mhm.
hamstring. Yeah, he pulled
I just think it's a matter of two things. I'm not gonna put it all on Bieniemy because at the end of the day, whatever play Bieniemy call and scheme up, they got to go out there and execute it. It's got to be executed. So if y'all not executing plays, I'm not gonna blame the coordinator because you're not executing plays. Now, when I do see a dumb array of calls, I call that out too. Like last week, we in position to win the game. Why are we running the ball 3 straight times? Like like their offense wasn't doing what they wanted to do, going up and down the field on us. There ain't no interceptions on the guy, nothing. So why are we doing what we doing?
I just don't think Bieniemy is a good coach. I mean,
I
good
do.
coach.
I think he's good. It's the position that he's in right now. That the offensive line is hazardous to any offensive coordinator in my eyes. The offensive line is trash. They finally set Leno down. I don't know what happened to him. They finally set him down. They were supposed to anyway. I don't know if they played him today. But that whole offensive line got to go. It's trash. It's trash all around the board. Even the guy Wiley that he brought in, he's trash. You
Eagles
know.
down to the Cardinals right now by 4 points with 20 seconds left. Cardinals
Wow.
scored. The Cardinals record is 3-2. Significance of why I'm saying this. They will be now 4-2 if they can pull off this 32 seconds and win the game. Currently, the Redskins record is 4-13. This will, 4-12. So this will tie us, I believe, with them in the record. We have beat them early in the season, but this would put us in, I think, third behind the Panthers, the Cardinals, and us. So we should be had a third pick. Also, why I don't think that they're tanking on purpose. You do know with that high of a pick, unless they trade out of it, you're paying a NFL premium price for that whatever that pick is. Even if you get 4 years on the cheap jump, you're still paying the highest amount. The top 3 picks are still paying the highest. Excuse me, top 5, top 3 picks are paying the premium to set the bar for everybody else. Especially if you pick a position that nobody else got. So if the first 2 pick offensive lineman and a cornerback, and you pick a quarterback, you're going to have the highest paid quarterback as a rookie. So the contract doesn't work out for you unless you plan on getting rid of that quarterback after the first contract anyway, because when you pay him, you're going to have to give him the standard of what a high contract is. Essentially, you're still paying Howell right now. Even if you let him go, you're going to have to pay a premium for cutting him because he's still under contract. So that cut that you would use with
No,
that,
How's contract
What?
expires
Oh,
the end of
what
the season.
round did we get Howell
How's
in?
contract expires the end of the season. He had a 2-year deal.
yeah, the
What
2 year deal.
round did we get him in? We got him in like round 5, right?
Fifth round. Fifth round.
Yeah, we don't pay no penalty on Howell, I don't think.
Nah.
No, we don't. So even if you sign him back, even if you sign him back as a backup, you know what I'm saying? You're not spending that much. I think you will spend some money because he's been a starter. He's been the starter for the whole season. If he plays next week, then that'll be 17 games started. The last time somebody did that was Kirk Cousins. So that would probably get you maybe about a $7 to $12 million premium before taxes, which is not too bad for your backup. But I probably would want someone with a little bit better experience. If you're going to switch the coordinator out, regardless of such, I don't think Rivera is being kept, and the Eagles trying to make it away. They got 14 seconds left. They had the 50. I don't think Bieniemy's kept. I don't think Rivera's kept. Regardless of what I think about Bieniemy, I don't think he had a fair shot. But I also don't think you bring in a new coach and keep an assistant coach without demoting him to offensive coordinator. I don't know if I take a lesser role if I'm already an assistant coach when I could have gone to be a head coach somewhere else. And I'm just a little shake. I'm just not sure about how that works out right there. Josh Harris, the way to spin and shake all of this up would be to keep both of them, and that'll mess up everything. That'll save you tons of money because basically Rivera owes the team. You don't really got to pay too much to that.
Rivera, they've already announced Rivera's gone at the end of the season. That's already been announced.
So you gotta let go of Bieniemy unless you're gonna make Bieniemy the head coach.
Which is what I think they're gonna do.
If you make Bieniemy the head coach, then you gotta hire an offensive coordinator. So you still get somebody
I
else
don't know.
to essentially.
Like I said, it might have been a deal made. That's why he was made assistant head coach. It might have been a deal made at the end of the season. He gonna become the head coach. So
Then
so just look out for it. It might have been in his contract.
Well, yeah. Well,
if it was in his contract, they got to buy him out of that joint.
And more ties to Philly. I don't like that because it's more ties to Philly.
I don't think he's tied to Philly. How can he be tied to Philly?
Andy Reid.
Andy Reid been gone from Philly for how many years though, bro?
Okay. All right.
How is loyalty held to somebody when this don't have nothing to do?
Because when he go see the Eagles, he beats the shit out of them.
He didn't do it this year.
What, the Chiefs?
No, the Eagles. We didn't do that. They swept us this year.
We barely beat them like that, bro. You act like we 2-0.
They swept us. They didn't sweep us. They did. I think this is the first time they swept us since Ron Rivera been here.
22 years. How many? You're a Redskins historian for 22
Not
years.
22 years since Ron Rivera has been here.
I'm asking a question. For 22 years since Snyder was the owner, how many times have we 2-0 the Eagles?
2012. I know for a fact. 2013, maybe not those years. I believe 2016 we did with Andy Reid's last year. We swept them. The Ron last year, I believe no. Wentz lost the first game. We beat them the second game. Then it was been splits. Never has they swept us.
Yeah, bro. What are you?
You forget the Michael Vick?
The Michael Vick, Chip Kelly. That's it.
On the show, bro.
Chip Kelly. The Michael Vick, Chip Kelly era. We ain't got it.
Even with Donovan.
McNabb has sweeps.
I ain't talking about McNabb. I'm not talking about you said.
Snyder's the owner. Snyder's the owner. I said since 22 years. Come on, bro. Don't pick the nail to not hear me out. 22 years since Snyder was.
Again, I don't trust it. I just don't trust it. Y'all can if y'all want. I don't trust it. That's all.
I'm not saying nothing about trust, but what I'm saying is what is Eric Bieniemy's allegiance to the Eagles?
It's Andy Reid. I just said that. It's Andy Reid. Andy Reid. That's the same staff. Andy Reid, whole staff came from Philadelphia. Doug Peterson, everybody else came from Philadelphia.
Yeah, but they're in Kansas City.
Oh my God.
They're not in Philadelphia.
All right. That's the connection. That's what I'm saying. That's the connection for me. That's the connection.
Like that.
That's the connection for me.
Because
it's the connection. It's Andy Reid. That's who it is for me.
What does Andy Reid just beat?
He started his career, coached Philadelphia for 17 years or whatever it was. He's the Philadelphia connection.
Why did Andy Reid not lose to Philly in the Super Bowl?
Okay, so in the 2010s, we were 12-10. The Philly only beat us 4 more times. Hold on, no. Y'all, hey, no. Hold up. No. Since Snyder's owned the team,
I just want to know why Reid didn't lose to the Eagles last year. If Andy Reid's loyalty and ties is to Philly so bad, why didn't
that's how he repaid Philadelphia about drowning out the Redskins and sending Eric Bieniemy over here to have a poor.
No, we were already drowned out. We didn't need.
All right, well that's what y'all say.
We were already drowned out, bro.
We was on the cusp of making the playoffs last year and the year before that.
We weren't going
to
make no playoffs with Ron Rivera.
We were
not. We all know that.
We didn't see that. We were. Yes, we were. We all said.
You said that when we got Ron Rivera. You said that when we got.
I said we were on. Where did our records end up? What was our record last year? And what is our record this year? Okay.
You the one that
said 3 games difference?
Ain't no 3 games difference. Ain't no 3 games.
It's a 3-game difference, bro. We was just a shitty last year. We are this year.
We was not. We were not.
The defense.
We had the worst defense in the history of the team, son. The worst defense in the history of the team. We were not that last year. That's a lie.
I said no. I said our defense was good last year. But this year, no defense, no offense. We ain't had
Hey,
no offense in 10
hey, well,
years. Just
our offense
RG3.
stats, our offensive numbers
That
don't
why
look the way the defensive
good
numbers
last
look.
year in defense. We were in the top low 20s in last year in defense. In offense, we was in the 20s and almost we was almost last year in offense.
Right now, we're ranked 15th in offense, and
That
we're ranked dead last in
was
defense
bad.
every
We
category.
haven't been 15th in about
Hey,
7 years.
so what do you say about what does that say about Sam Howell?
What did it say
What are you
about
talking
Herb Enemy?
about? I said
I'm talking for me with Irby Enemy, it's specific plays during specific
Nah,
times.
bro. Look at the offense. You just stated the
It's
number.
whatever.
wait,
My stance been the
let's
same
switch
all
the
season.
subject,
The
bro.
third
Let's
ones,
switch. Let's
third
just
down conversions in the red zone, the same stuff. I just don't
Yeah,
see
but
you
we're
good
15th in
play calling.
offense. We've been dead last in offense. I don't know how long.
exactly
We ain't did last now.
the whole
All right.
reserve is we were in
And
the
it
back
ain't just
end
because
of
of Sam Howell.
That
Somebody's calling the plays.
hey, I don't think I'd put more on Sam
and
Howell.
and
I've seen Sam.
No.
I think Sam
going to
Howell
be the
helped
number
more.
one
If
receiver. That's 15th without the quarterback seeing your number one receiver, a guy who's faithfully at 1,000 yards easily, almost 1,200 every
He
game.
has over 900 yards right now. Terry McLaurin has over 900 yards.
So he's got a force out 100-yard game when I'm telling you, you don't get the ball. He don't get the ball, bro. He got a big game today because he got the ball. And after those two plays, when you down 17, how much are you going to 17? You've gone to Samuels and Logan Thomas way more times than
I
they've
just
ever
don't
had.
think he's being schemed open. I put that on
Brother,
Bieniemy. That's me. I just
that
think
means
when
that we need to get rid of McLaurin too because he can't get open on his own. I need to find some. You need to find
I
somebody that can get open on
I
his own.
think, but see me, I just think it's about scheme too. I put more scheme than any of
Do you
that.
got
That's just me.
AJ Brown open? I think you just throw him the
I
ball.
put it on
Brown,
scheme. Yeah, if when he was in Tennessee, he's the same player. He just wasn't getting the same results.
what do you mean? Tannehill wasn't throwing the ball.
I beg to differ.
Tannehill was not throwing the ball. That was the only receiver they had. Him, Derrick Henry, and their two tight ends. And he was throwing the ball to the tight ends and handing the ball
He
off. He
has
was
he has a
throwing the ball.
1,000-yard season with
I
Tannehill. I mean,
know that. I
AJ
said
Brown.
the ball up the way that the Eagles throw the ball up to him. Tannehill was doing that shit once or twice a game. The Eagles do this once a half. Once a quarter.
I'm saying for me, yeah, he has a 1,000-yard receiver. He has a 1,000-yard. He has a 1,000-yard year with Tannehill. When they switched out the coordinator,
He
is when you saw the difference.
don't have no.
The New England Patriots, when they had Josh McDaniels, as crazy as that sounds, they were a halfway decent offense. Now that you see Matt Jones without Josh
who was
McDaniels, what do you have?
who were the
I
players
personally
when
thought,
Josh? Who were
I
their
think,
players there?
just my personal opinion, I think we would have got more out of Scott Turner with this offense than we got out of
What's
Airbnb.
different? What is different?
I think Scott, for one, Scott Turner wouldn't have been in shotgun on 3rd and 1. I can assure you that. He wouldn't have been in shotgun on 3rd and 1 multiple times during the
So
game.
after
We would have linked on
running
the run a little bit more. We wouldn't have passed the ball every
running
single
back,
down like that.
after your running backs are fumbling the ball in your territory in games, you think Scott Turner was going to keep running the ball?
Oh my
That
goodness.
happened in multiple games under Bieniemy that your running backs have turned the ball over on your side of the ball.
Whose fault is that
Running the
then?
ball.
Whose fault is that?
That's the player. You can't blame no coordinator
Yeah,
for a player.
you know, certain coaches you can't. If you do fumble the ball, you ain't gonna have a spot on the team. So that's on the
So
coach.
my thing is, if you're gonna blame Sam Howell's and us being 15 and having success, if you're gonna blame Sam Howell with success record, you gotta give it to Bieniemy too,
I'm
because you're giving Bieniemy a
I'm not
a
giving it to
shit record
Bieniemy.
because of what's going on the field. So Howell don't get no part of that.
With no
I
offensive.
don't I don't give it to Howell because for me personally, I personally saw a lot of good out of him. So that means it's there. It's
We
But
saw
potential is
some good
there.
out of
we've
Bieniemy
all
too, but
watched.
don't change the fact that where we at right
Not
now.
much, way less than I saw out of Sam. That's just me, my
Nah,
opinion.
nah. So
I
so
saw
all them good
way
games
less
you seen
good
in
out of
Sam,
Bieniemy
who
than I
was
saw out
calling
of
the
Sam.
plays?
Huh?
Who was calling the plays?
Sam Howell ran around and made a lot of plays
Nah,
on his
who was
leg. I
calling the
saw him get a
plays?
third. Hold on, me personally, I saw him get a 21-yard third down on his legs. That's just me. That's all. I mean, that's what happened. He had 21
So
yard third
whose
down
fault
breaking
is
his
it that we
leg in
don't
the
have a
Denver
good
game.
You didn't
mob
tell him
with
if he
more
ain't
than one receiver you can
I've
go to?
seen a
That's not
lot of
the
his
enemy's fault.
touchdowns.
So
A lot of his
coordinator,
touchdowns came
so
on
the
him.
coordinator has never told a quarterback when he doesn't see something to pull the ball down and go. That's all
I'm not
instinctually on
know
the
the
quarterback.
type of run he ran through about 3 people to get there.
Oh my gosh. All right.
I'm just. I mean, that's just. So I've seen more out of Sam Howell than I saw out of Eric Bieniemy. I've seen way more bad out of Eric
It
Bieniemy
can't be
than I
that
saw
if
good.
the good that you've seen out of Sam Howell is coming from Eric Bieniemy's
I disagree. I think
playbook.
it would have happened with anybody. I
Nah,
think anybody could have coached the what I saw.
nah.
Maybe that's the thing y'all don't understand. I
If
think anybody could have
if
gotten
we would have
out of
had
Sam Howell what we
if
saw
we
this
would have
year. I
had
think we
North
could have got
Sun
that
in
out of
here this
anybody.
year, we wouldn't have been nowhere near no
I
15 break
disagree. I
offense
disagree.
with North
I don't
Sun. I
think
can
Eric
tell you that
Bieniemy
much.
added anything. I
Not
don't
with
think he
North
added
Sun.
anything.
Not
If
with
that's the
North
case,
Sun.
somebody who's vouching for him right now on our team, who's vouching for him to stay right now? What
Who?
player has come out and said we want him to stay? Nobody.
Who?
Who said that about anybody except for
Eric
Rivera?
Bieniemy. What player
No,
has come
who
out
said
and got?
that
I've
about?
seen they came out and got his back.
Who said that
Plenty of
about?
people came out and got Sam Howell back.
Who said that about anybody on the coaching staff on our team except for Ron Rivera, outside of the fact that he was about to die? And name one coach that everybody or somebody came out publicly and was like, "I want this coach to stay."
They came out about it. Don't matter. I mean, as
Exactly.
far
You
as
don't have
Jack
no
Del
answer
Rio,
to that. You don't have no answer to that.
Jack Del Rio.
Who?
Okay,
Who came
I'm
out and
about to
said
bring
they
it
wanted
up.
Del Rio to stay?
Hold on.
I seen Jonathan Allen say it was surprised when I woke up and seen that he was gone.
Right.
I seen him say a surprise.
Now after
That
he
ain't vouching for
left,
him to
I'm talking
stay.
about even prior to that. Prior to that, he's been here for 4 years now.
What player publicly came out and said, "I want"? Mind you, that means that the coach would have had to have their job be in jeopardy for a player to come out and say this. So what player outside of Ron Rivera? Because I've heard players say this about Ron, and again, they said this about Ron because he was about to die.
Oh, we'll find out. I'm on it. I am on
I'm
it.
saying that because I've seen this clip. I've saw the news stuff. I can point out where to go find this. Not because I think this. I'm having rational conversations about stuff that I'm seeing or stuff that I am actually hearing that I can point to. Not my guesses. My guesses is a whole bunch of stuff. We can go on a whole bunch of theories about that. I don't want to guess. I'm going on how the team looks based on what they're doing, on the fact that the defense, with the players that we've had over the last four seasons, have never really stepped up and given you what they were supposed to, except for one season. After that one season that we got in the top 5, we've never replicated that, whether it be injury, whether it be the offense be bad, and it's not all one person's fault. A football team is made up of 22 players, 11 on one side, 11 on the other. So when one thing is bad, maybe that's on a coach, maybe that's on a coordinator. I can understand that. This season right now, seeing as though that Bieniemy was brought here before Harris got here, I'm trying to figure out how it's a mole for Philly when Bieniemy has no history with Philadelphia at all.
He did for Andy Reid, the guy who coached there for 14 years. That's enough for me.
Do not meet up together at Philly. They meet up at Kansas City. Why is Philadelphia now important when I just beat them in the Super Bowl?
You ain't beat nobody. He came here and lost to him twice. He got swept by him. So
talking
that
about
don't mean
he
nothing.
has a Super Bowl victory in Philadelphia
and the Redskins not tanking, and they're not tanking. And we know they tanking. So
how do you figure that they tanking? Who were they supposed to beat?
They tanking. Look at the field. Look at what happened last week. They tanking. Clearly, you had a chance to end the game, and what you do? You had the ball off 2 times. You're tanking. You are tanking.
The person that you said was good had to get benched in order for you to almost win that game. You weren't even
whatever happened or didn't happen. They're tanking. They're tanking.
Okay,
they're tanking.
All right.
That's all I'm saying. They're tanking. So I can't trust anything from people who lose on purpose.
It's not losing on purpose, bro.
It's tanking. That's what tanking is. Losing on purpose.
Bro, your quarterback is not that good, and you have faith.
I hear it. I just think he'll go somewhere else and light it up. And
because at this point, I have to pull your black card, because when Haskins, the black man, was at quarterback, you bashed him, and you were giving this
I didn't think he was good. I didn't think he was good. I think this guy's good. I mean, I don't. What am I supposed to say?
That's crazy. That's crazy. That's crazy for the black community. The hope we have that we
got. What the hell? That? Why does this have to be a black thing? Because I look at this guy's game and like his game better than him.
How?
That don't have nothing to do with color.
You are shitting on the black coordinator
I
for the white one.
don't like it. I don't think he's a good coordinator. I've seen him go for.
Can I take a break in the action real quick? Raiders offense is ranked 29.
You said who?
Raiders offense is ranked
Yeah,
29.
I know. Bro likes it. It seems somewhere around the
Who said
same
what
ranking.
Raiders offense? When did I say anything about the Raiders offense?
No, you like Scott Turner. That's who's coaching their team.
Right. No, he's not. He's not their offensive
Yes,
coordinator no more. I think he
is.
Is he still there?
Yes.
Yes, he is.
This is
Oh, all right. Well, they just beat the Chiefs.
What did that?
But their offensive rank is 29, though, bro.
That's fine.
I'm
I don't.
saying where they ranked at. It's 29. So we'd have had that same recipe here if he would have been here this year.
I don't know what we would have had. He didn't. He never coached
What
with
I
the
just said,
quarterback team.
29.
He looked pretty
29 ranked
good. He looked
offense.
pretty good without Carson Wentz back there. I know that much. If it wasn't for Carson Wentz, I felt like they would have made the playoffs with him. We didn't have a chance to make nothing this year.
29th look good without Carson
What's
Wentz.
their record? What's their record? Let's do it like
Their
that.
record
What's their win-loss record?
It is because of Antonio Pierce.
Okay. What's their win-loss record? What's their win-loss record and what's ours? We can do it like that.
First game today.
What's their win-loss record and what's ours?
Antonio Pierce just lost his first game
Okay.
today.
Well, it doesn't matter who it is. He's still the coordinator, right? He don't get no credit for the win.
He took over play calling, which I was getting ready to tell you. Antonio Pierce is taking over play calling. You can go look that up as well. I'm mentioning stuff that has actually happened.
And he
just lost his first game today. He is 4-1 since he became the head coach.
Well, their record is better than ours, whatever that's going on. Scott Turner in the room, their record better than ours.
They have an offensive line that's been there. They have a running back that is a
their
franchise
record
running
is
back. They have
I'm just
a number
saying
one
that
receiver that they go to. That the quarterback don't have to be told to scheme him open. They throw to him because he's like.
For me, at least, I just saying that for what I saw out there, what I've seen out of Eric Bieniemy, I'm not impressed. I would much rather have had Scott Turner. That's just me. Maybe I'm by myself.
Not me.
Whatever.
Not me. Scott Turner can stay where he at.
Scott was Bush, and Scott is still Bush.
To me, I feel the same way about Bieniemy.
The Raiders look bad still, bro, with him at offense, bro. They have their bright spots, just like he had his bright spots when we had certain weeks where it's like, all right, this looks like it works. They still run the same offense that we got. They still run the bubble screen 4 or 5 times a game. They don't run it to the right personnel. They got third and Renfro is third and no-show because he don't show up on third down because they don't throw to him on third down. He's still trying to put in plays for the tight end. They have a rookie tight end. They let go Darren Waller, and they got a rookie tight end. Their rookie tight end has the most catches of any rookie tight end in the NFL today, right now, unless this week changed that. But up until last week when they had that game against the Chiefs, he's the leading receiver.
Okay, Jonathan Allen had his back when Jack Del Rio, just to ask you a question, it's right here. When Jack Del Rio, when all that stuff went on about the Trump thing and he said he was a Trump supporter, Jonathan Allen had his back and said, I like him and I want him to stay. I think everybody got their own opinion.
A Trump supporter.
Yeah, that was last year about a Trump supporter issue. It wasn't about football play.
Y'all said, when did anybody ever say anything about them wanting to
stay? But we're talking about football play, bro. Like,
you win. You win, bro.
we are on the clear understanding of that. We're talking about somebody talking about him as a coach for football. We didn't talk about politics. We're talking about for football.
Thank you, Big Son. I appreciate that, bro, because I'm down with
because
that. All right.
Like I said, Jonathan Allen was one of the first ones to say, well, dang, that was a surprise. I woke up to see him gone, but it's business at the end of the day. He didn't follow up there to say, even though he probably wanted him to stay, because I wanted Jack to stay to the end of the year. What the hell? Whose fault is it that the defense looked like that? Is it Jack's fault? Was it Jack's fault that we was top 5 one year and then top 3 the next? The other year that, it comes from, whose fault was that? Jack's fault was for us looking good out there, but y'all want to blame Jack for something like we talking about Eric Bieniemy. I'm not going to get the guy checks when he don't deserve checks. My man, I'm going to take your check and I'm going to cash it myself because you went for it multiple times and people don't know. That's why they got to it on the sideline, and that's ultimately why Jack Del Rio was fired, because they got into it on the sideline because he was jacking money, going for it on 4th down, in our territory, not lining up our formation, none of that. Just in shotgun, thinking you're gonna get a first down, and
that don't
we
mean you
we
give
didn't
up.
do it 3 straight
But
times.
that don't mean
So
you
yeah,
give up.
I'm
So
not
yeah,
gonna
those
give Eric Bieniemy flowers when he deserves shit. Straight up.
I
those
don't
are
If you
like him
deserve
as a coordinator.
flowers, I'm gonna give you your
I watched
flowers.
him throw
I'm
away
not
games.
gonna.
The Jets game, we said he right both of me. You said, what are they doing? They tanking. So I'm not gonna say this now and act like they not tanking. Yeah, they tanking. I can't respect that. That's just me.
in
Just
football, bro.
because
How
we
are you?
can't respect it don't mean it ain't
Yeah,
business.
I don't
yeah.
At
think
the end of the day,
whatever it is,
that's business.
I don't think he's a
At the
good
end of the day,
coordinator.
just like
I don't think he's a good coordinator because
we
of it. You
heard from
would
Dave Snyder and his crew when we got Ron Rivera. Trust the process. We trust the process. 4 years later, we ain't gone nowhere.
I don't ever think, but I don't ever remember seeing Scott Turner tank.
What are you
I
talking
just
about? He just
don't.
had to be
I
himself. His offense tanked
didn't.
every
But
week.
regard, I never saw him purposely go out there and where I'm like had to question whether he's trying to win this game. I never had to do that with him. So that's for me. That's why I say I would take Scott
Well,
Turner all
maybe
day
we need to go
in the
back and
paint.
watch some games because
I
Yeah,
mean,
maybe
I
it
never
ain't
had to
all that
question.
meets the eye.
Yeah, I
I'm telling you right
never had to
now
question
because
whether he was trying to
if they've
win.
been doing it like this, yeah, we're not gonna sit up here and act like Jack Harris or whoever. We did a whole you did a whole Snyder Jack Joe about how that what's the name wasn't even the face of the Redskins. He was just the face of the Redskins. He wasn't real owner and all that. He had people behind closed doors doing X, Y, and Z. So they was jacking money around here too. They
But
just wasn't losing
but
as many games, but they
but
was jacking money around
I
here
never,
for years under
as far as
Snyder.
Scott Turner, I could never point to an instance where I looked at him and felt
Well,
like
guess what?
he wasn't
We
genuinely
know
trying to
why.
win.
Because you have to have it looking a certain way. You have to have it looking
I'm not gonna
halfway
make
decent
for
so the
me.
fans will come back next
That's for
year. You got to
me.
have it looking halfway
Okay,
decent.
even with that, for me, the fact that him and Jack Del Rio end up getting into it because of the same reason leads me to believe I'm on to something. Because Jack Del Rio ain't never getting into it with Scott Turner about nothing like that.
Man,
So it's evident where it's smoke is fire for me.
We'll,
So the reason that
guess
Jack Del
what, though,
Rio looked
bro?
like he
Guess
had a
what?
problem with it is because he was
No.
tanking purposely. So
But
that's
guess
where
what?
smoke is fire.
Just like we found out about the Jack Del Rio and Eric Bieniemy show, well, for everybody to see. We found that out through one of our fans. How we know Jack Del Rio ain't never get into it with Scott?
Not like that.
We don't know that.
It
We
never
don't.
was recorded. It never
That's what I'm saying, bro. That's my point exactly. We got that information by way of one of our insider fans. When our fans told us that they was arguing on the sideline, the NFL didn't show that.
for whatever reason, in that Cowboy game, Jack Del Rio, to me, that's one of his best jobs here because he did a good job in that game. We was in that game all the way
final
up until like the late
score don't show
third quarter, fourth quarter. We were in that game.
the
And
final score don't show that.
huh?
The final score don't show that.
You can look at not the final score. You talking about the final? I'm talking about we were in that game up until the third quarter is what I
If you
said.
laid
But
that gave up
for
at
me,
all against the Cowboys, how are you going to use that as a good example? I don't care what your
I'm saying
attitude
for
you
me,
are.
when I looked at the game, I looked at a team that was at least putting in effort on one side of the ball, and I looked at this other side where they were purposely doing things that any football fan could tell you ain't trying to win if you're doing that.
You
So
trying
that's just me.
trying to
And for
motivate the
me,
team that don't look like they have no motivation, whether they don't buy into the scheme because they're all young. And I don't believe that they don't buy into the scheme when I honestly think that you still look at the fact that they have a Super Bowl or that the coordinator has a Super Bowl and that maybe he knows what he's doing. I also think that the veterans on your team understand that you have a young quarterback who, again, which I pointed out earlier in the season, was being put through scenarios and situations to see if he would be able to handle things. The same things that Mahomes was being put through early and shined way brighter. And because he shined way brighter is why I'm saying that I do not think that Bieniemy sees the same thing. The same thing being a future Hall of Famer, a future probably multiple Super Bowl winner. He's been multiple times. And if the coordinator who's coaching this quarterback does not see the same thing, you're going to get different results. When this coordinator does not get to start with a better offensive line than the owner that was previously here left him with,
I mean,
we're saying, yeah, Josh Harris, is your job to go get this
you
and go
picked
get
him
that.
though.
Let me finish. It's Josh Harris' job to go get this and go get that. At the end of the season, all right, at the end of the season, I mean, excuse me, not at the end of the season, during the season, everybody that's professional that's made a team because they passed the physical and because they made it on somebody's team, meaning they beat somebody out, is on somebody's team. So most of the free agents are there for a reason. You want him to go pick between, quote unquote, sorry for my language, the shit pool, and he's got to make a better roster out of the shit pool than the one we currently said made the team, and this roster is the one that goes forward. Before Harris got there, Rivera, Del Rio, and Bieniemy, who was hired in February, had enough time to work with what they had. The previous owner purposely did not spend any money bringing anything extra in. You brought in Wiley because you needed a tackle, and I'm assuming that was one of the things Bieniemy wanted to bring in. Pringle, another guy, and Wiley. Wiley didn't work out. Gave up a whole bunch of
Snyder didn't
sacks.
stop them from bringing in nobody. Let's not do that. He ain't
Snyder
stopped
is
nobody from
the
bringing in
money.
nobody.
He is
All
the
right.
money. You can
Okay.
say that all
All
you
right.
want to. That's a person
They found a
signing.
way to bring Wiley in here. They found a way to bring the guy from the Giants in.
You have
They found a
to
way to make
fill the
moves. So
spot.
why make the
You
excuse
have
now?
to fill
All
the
right.
spot. Look at who he's filling the
Okay.
spot with. If you
Okay.
and I'm agreeing with you if you're even listening. If Wiley's bad, this is who your previous owner suggested should be the tackle. That's where he spent the money at. So tell me how this is helpful
No,
to
the
the coaches.
enemy, they was
How
going
is
to
this
do
helpful
anything
to?
the enemy asked them to do. And to act like they didn't do what the enemy asked them to do is
Oh,
crazy. They did
yes,
exactly what the enemy
they
asked
did.
for.
They did. So Bieniemy asked for nothing else.
I agree. Yeah, that's what he asked for. They gave him what he asked for.
So he asked for nothing else. He didn't ask for
No, he
any more
didn't.
offensive
No, he
line
didn't.
help or
Like we
nothing
could
like
pull.
that.
I mean, we could pull one of his interviews from back then and ask him and let. I'm not asking him and see what he said because I don't ever remember him saying I requested something that he didn't get.
The team is getting ready to be sold. What was Daniel Snyder buying for the team or buying into the team before he sold the team?
Whatever Bieniemy
What?
wanted.
No. Give me actuals, bro. Because I can tell you what, but I want you to give me actuals because you're talking with feeling instead of some facts.
Andrew Wiley.
No, he came with the coach.
That's what I'm talking about. He came with Bieniemy.
No, that's what Snyder. This is to fill the roster spot. Nick Gates had a broken knee. He filled the roster spot with the guy in the division.
They got rid of Jared Patterson.
He filled
They
the
got rid of
roster
Jared
spot with
Patterson.
Roulier.
They got rid of people. They got rid of Jared Patterson. They got rid of Chase Young. They got rid of a bunch of people.
Chase
They got
PFF.
rid of a bunch of
Chase
people.
Roulier PFF
They
was
got
a top 10.
rid of linemen. What's the lineman that you like, Big Son, that they never gave a chance to play? What's his name?
Roulier was a top 10 PFF center in the NFL.
No, I'm saying
Roulier had a lesser injury than Nick Gates. Roulier was let go because of the money
Did we
and
not look at
saved
all the
Daniel
linemen we let
Snyder.
go?
For all
And we
of the
was like,
fans
they
that are
need to
listening
keep
to
them,
someone
Big
that
Son.
has
Did we not
actual
say
facts
that?
instead of speaking with his feelings. Chase Roulier was PFF top 6 center in the NFL the year before. He was injured. He could have came back and played this year. He retired or was quote unquote cut by Daniel Snyder because of how much he was going to cost. You picked up a Nick Gates with a worse knee injury that was still injured from the Giants, who was a minimum wage player, minimum. You have a starter in the league that makes the league minimum at center, who is injured, who had a broken kneecap, over Chase Roulier, who was a Pro Bowler, or was almost a Pro Bowler the year before when Sheriff went and the boys went to the playoffs. Again, he got hurt. You let him go to bring in Nick Gates, save money. Wiley was just to fill in a spot because Lucas was gone. You bought in Bieniemy, said you want to bring your tackle? Cool. That takes up $9 million. Sure, straight. I don't have to spend any more. The budget is up for the line. I don't have to spend any money on them. I don't have to promise no futures. I don't have to give no signing bonuses up. It can go directly to your man. Here you go. That's it. There's no help on the other side. You have a bum on the other side that did pretty good this year, but he's not a fucking top 5, top 10 tackle in the NFL. You did not do anything to bring back Trent Williams. All right? That's not on Josh Harris. Josh Harris has nothing to do with Rivera, your coach, saying, I'm just not sure if that's the thing that the direction that we need to go right now. If Trent Williams doesn't want to come back,
you got rid of Trey Turner. Hold up, let me stop. You got rid of Trey Turner. You got rid of Andrew Norwell, and as well as Roulier. And I'm sorry.
Money for Daniel Snyder. Money, right?
I don't
Money.
think Snyder did that. That was
What are you
your
talking
man.
about?
That was your man. They opted for Gates. March 13th. They opted for Gates over them three.
March 13th. When does
There you
Josh Harris
go.
become the owner?
I don't know when he became the owner. Sometime in June that was finalized, but
So
he
this
already
is
knew he was going to
under
get the
Daniel
team.
Snyder, which I said. Daniel Snyder signed over
Nick,
a shit show. He
okay.
signed over a shit show, bro. Don't act like he
This
did
is who
not.
Eric
He signed over
Bieniemy
a
wanted. Eric
JV high
Bieniemy was
school, a
signed
junior
February
high school
2nd.
line.
February 2nd, Eric Bieniemy is here picking his own
Daniel
players.
Snyder.
It doesn't matter who the owner. What does the owner have to do with Bieniemy picking
What
his
are
The
you
players?
money,
talking
bro.
about? You're
What
not
are
even
you?
The
hearing
money.
yourself
Oh
talk.
my
It's the
God! Oh
money.
my
You're not
goodness!
even
We
hearing
talked about
yourself
this.
talk.
Oh my
We
goodness!
talked about how Daniel Snyder. Hold on. I'm gonna tell you what else Daniel Snyder did.
No, Nick
It was
Gates
a
ain't getting
dude.
no. Hold up. Nick Gates is not getting the league minimum. He's getting $16 million. That's what he got signed for. Signing bonus. What you talking about, league
Under
minimum? What
who?
you talking about?
Under who then? I said, and
Come
mind you, I
on,
didn't
man.
say he's getting min. I said he's a league minimum center.
No,
He's
he's
a
not.
bum.
He's
He's
not. He
no,
got $8
no,
million
you're not hearing me.
guaranteed.
You're
He
not.
gets
You
16
listen
million a
talking. You're not
year.
hearing me. He's
Big
a league
payday in
minimum bum.
Washington.
He's
Big
not
payday in
making league
Washington.
minimum. He's
Big
a league
payday in
minimum
Washington.
bum. You
That
got
That's the
don't
rid of
mean
Chase
that.
headline.
Roulier,
Nick
who's
Gates
Well,
almost a
agreed
Pro
Washington is
to
paying him,
Bowler,
big
bro.
to
payday in
suck Nick
Washington.
Gates.
He came in the bag. It was trash.
You're not
That's our
listening to
enemy
me, bro.
thing.
You missed all of
That's
what I said trying to
not
yell, and you
her
still
being
not
enemy,
right.
man.
I said that he got rid of Daniel Snyder. Daniel Snyder got rid of Chase Roulier, who was almost a Pro Bowler, who was ranked in the PFF for centers on your team, on your line. He released him and brought in a minimum wage Nick Gates, who was a
He's
bum,
not.
who is a
Not
bum,
making
who had
minimum
a
wage here
broken
though. He's
kneecap,
not
and you
making
gave him
minimum
16.
It don't
wage.
Listen,
He's
matter
he's
that
making
he.
a
you're
hell
not
of a lot
hearing
of
what I'm
money.
saying. Not how much money he makes, the caliber of player that he is. And Daniel Snyder, you're helping my point. Gave him
It
16
wasn't
million, which means you
Daniel
don't have
Snyder.
no
It
more
was who
money
Eric
to get
Bieniemy
nobody
asked for.
else.
It was on Eric Bieniemy's wish list.
You're not hearing
Y'all
what I'm
gotta put it on
saying.
your man. Your man chose these players. Eric Bieniemy chose that line.
Bruh, so you're now making Daniel Snyder a fucking idiot.
It ain't. I'm not making Daniel Snyder anything.
Yes,
We
you
didn't
are,
have them
because you're
before
telling me
Eric
that he
Bieniemy
don't
walked in
know
the door.
nothing about
That
football
was his
at
wish
22
list.
years
All
of
them
being a
linemen
football
was
owner.
his wish list. I'm gonna find him. He said, I'm gonna find it where he said this is who he wanted. I guarantee you it was right here
How
somewhere.
much, bro? One more time for you to again listen and hear what you're saying. How much sense does that make for a Daniel Snyder that cares? For a Daniel Snyder that doesn't care and that's just trying to get rid of the team, I have a budget that I gotta spend regardless. And I will spend this however you like to spend this, sir. Guess what? It costs me nothing because I'm going to save money where I can because I'm trying to sell the team. Let me explain where I said that a Daniel Snyder that cares would not have let you do this because you don't pull
I
no rank
disagree.
over Daniel
I
Snyder,
totally
Eric
disagree.
Bieniemy.
I totally disagree with that. I totally
So
disagree with that. If Eric
so
Bieniemy is
Jay
coming
Gruden,
here and say I want these
Jay Gruden
guys,
was able
who
to
is
bring
Daniel Snyder to
everybody here
bat
that he
that
wanted.
down? That makes no sense. When have we ever seen that?
You said
A
what?
new coordinator comes in and say these are the guys I want, and the owner bats it down. Come on now, nah.
You said what? The coaches didn't want RG3, and the
Okay.
owner made them pick him.
No,
What are you talking about?
no. I disagree with that. I
That's what the
disagree with
owner
that.
said.
Kyle Shanahan definitely wanted
No,
RG3. Kyle
no.
Shanahan definitely wanted RG3.
Bro.
Hold up. Okay, let's see. Kyle Shanahan, RG3. Let's see.
No, he did. Kyle
Okay.
Shanahan. No.
Okay.
What Shanahan wanted was Morphs. He got that. He did
Hold up.
not
We'll see.
want RG3.
It's right here. It's right here. Oh no, RG3 beef with Santana Moss. Here it goes. No. We'll find it. We'll find it.
And the other thing that Snyder did that people don't know. So when they changed the Redskins name, they had a couple other names out there, Red Wolves, Red Hogs, and everything. So a guy brought the trademark. Now, if you love this team so much, as you stated to us over the years that you was the owner, you quote unquote love this team so much. Why didn't you spend that money to get the name changed to something respectable instead of naming them the Commanders? You had your foot in that too. Yeah, let's not forget about that. All you had to do was pay that man a percentage of money But you ain't want nothing good to come from this team unless it's from you.
I I just
So
don't.
you went out there and you jack wrecked around here. And I believe, see, this ain't just didn't brew up overnight. Him about to have to lose a team and name change all of that. That ain't brew up overnight. I believe he knew it was coming for some time. He broke this team down over the years, and he knew that his ship was coming to an end. And I believe he already knew 3 or 4 years ago what was going down. 4 years
Right.
ago will put us right at the helm of the name change.
I'm not
Right at the
putting
helm of
any of
the
this on
name change,
Snyder.
right?
I believe Eric Bieniemy came in, said these the guys I wanted. Snyder went out, got the guys he wanted. The same way that when everybody else who has ever come here, going all the way back to Joe Gibbs,
Wasn't
everybody who
Gates signed before? Wasn't Gates signed before Wiley?
Gates,
Gates was
I don't
signed
know.
before Wiley.
Let me see. Let me see. Let me see. I guess Wiley, he didn't want Wiley either. I mean,
No,
let's
we
be clear,
know he
those was his guys.
wanted Wiley, but Gates, I believe Gates was signed before Wiley.
They got signed on the same day, 16th, March 16th. And it says Eric Bieniemy right next to all of it. Eric Bieniemy, those was his guys. He was hired in February, he bought his line here and there. That's the first thing he bought here, was his line. It was a mistake. I don't understand it. Y'all don't get it. It was a mistake. It was a
Okay,
mistake. Those was his guys.
what about the rest of the line and all of that? I mean,
I
they
felt
got
like
they
I told you from the beginning. I felt like Charles Leno was a bum from last year. Never should have stayed. Never should have
I
been kept.
said he was a bump. Look, from 5 years ago, we could go back 5 years right now, and our star lineup was Trent Williams. 4 years. When Ron got here, Trent Williams, Eric Flowers, Chase Roulier, uh, was Sharif here the first year? I think that's when we got Sharif, his
Right.
first year, I believe. Sharif and Morgan Moses. That line right there, we wouldn't see the mediocrity that we see. Every year he chose to get rid of one of them key pieces, Dave Snyder. Let Trent Williams go. If you really wanted this team to win and make things right, you done right that shit with Trent
You want me to
Williams.
send you the report with Daniel Snyder won RG3 and Mike Shanahan telling him that he wasn't Aaron Rodgers and that he didn't believe in him and he did not want him?
Yeah, I do.
That he had to convince himself that he was that guy? Because if you don't run, your drop back game just isn't there right now. Hey, I blame myself for not getting to the kid. He really believed he was Aaron Rodgers. In his mind, he believed he was Aaron Rodgers. I said, you know what? You're not Aaron Rodgers, and Aaron Rodgers is not you. Shanahan, who coached Griffin in 2012, 2013, their first season together was a great one. Redskins went 10-6 since route to the playoffs, and RG3 was named Offensive Rookie of the Year. He hurt his knee following the game against the Seahawks. In recent interviews on ESPN 980, Dan Steinberg, for the reference, former quarterback, said that RG3 didn't want to run read zone no more. Griffin
That's about what
disputed.
he want to run.
Hold
Nobody say he
on,
didn't want him from the
I'm getting
onset.
to it.
Okay.
I'm getting to it. Just give me you where the reference is coming
Okay.
from, so it's not my feelings. Griffin disputed that and said the issues in Washington were because Shanahan did not want me. I was drafted to a team with a coach who did not want me, with an
Okay.
organization that was sold on me, though. And I think when you make the guy that many trades and trade that many picks, you don't do that for a guy that you're not sold on. Washington fired Shanahan the following fucking season, but things didn't get any better for Griffin. And that's going to how he played after that. To be honest with you, with a guy like Dan, he really believed in Robert. And he believed Robert had all of those things, all of the tools. You can see why an owner or a dad and a mother say, hey,
And that's
son,
why
go
they
get.
traded him to Cleveland. Okay. If that
What are
was
you
the
talking
case, he
about?
would have got rid of everybody
His
for
knee
him. I just
was
don't
hurt,
believe
bro.
that.
We're not talking about what happens after the
Okay.
playoff pick.
He
I
believed in
said
him so
that is
much, he
why
traded him to Cleveland the next
we
season
he
in
didn't get traded the
2014.
next season.
Okay.
RG3 was here for 3
No,
seasons,
he
bro.
was
He got
on.
traded.
He was here for 2012, 2013, 2014 is when he was
Yeah,
traded.
that's 3 seasons, bro. Okay, now
Okay.
again, he was also hurt. His knee was also no longer fucking operable, damn near.
Okay. Okay.
And Jay Gruden. Let's not forget Jay Gruden.
And he didn't
Jay Gruden
want
put
him at all.
Robert
He didn't even want him. He didn't even run the same type of offense. This is also after we got rid of Shanahan as well.
Yeah, Jay Gruden lied too, talking about he was gonna fix Robert Griffin. He fixed him to go up out the door. That's what he fixed him for. But if that's the case you want to make about him, about them two players on the offensive line, who picked the other three?
I mean, I don't know. All I'm saying is that
already.
all I'm saying is at the end of the day, Eric Bieniemy brought in who he wanted, got who he wanted,
and at the end of the day, Hurts didn't make it no better.
Hold on.
Hurts ain't spend no money.
Hey, Big Son.
That's what I said to you, Big Son. I agree with you. I agree with you.
Eric Bieniemy brought in who he wanted, and he's 15th in offense, and they look bad. So imagine when they actually look good.
That's what I'm saying. They look bad. They look bad.
They look bad. This is the worst they've looked on. One of the worst ways they've looked on offense. But they look worse on defense this year than they do on offense. And they look bad on offense, in my opinion, in a lot of different variations. And they're 15th. Scott Turner couldn't breathe on 15th, and that would probably be the best of his seasons. To be 15th, to be middle of the pack, would be a great season for Scott Turner. This is probably like 26 or 20. Season.
Yeah, we was like 26 or 25.
26 or 25th in record, though. Well, never 26 to 25th in record, though.
This is this is a season that is probably
that's what I judge
later than.
But guess what, bro? We don't got no players. We don't got a caliber mob. First of all, quarterback. Let's speak about that.
Quarterback. Let's speak about it.
Quarterback was the reason why we looked like that last year.
Dwayne Haskins was 4-3.
Quarterback play this year is the reason why we look like how we look this year.
I disagree.
Quarterback play.
I disagree.
Nobody was on that boy's side. And Jay Gruden,
that
was his last year.
4-3 though. Under Scott Turner. With Scott Turner.
Dwayne Haskins ain't never played under Scott Turner.
Yes, he did. Yes, he did. Yes, he did. He played under Scott Turner his first year. He played under Scott Turner his first year when Heineke got in there. He took him out. How did Heineke get in? It was Dwayne Haskins he had to take out for him. In the Carolina game. Yeah, go back and watch the film.
When Rivera,
the Carolina game that got Ron fired.
The Carolina game that the Redskins that Ron was here. Ron was with us in Carolina the very next season. Dwayne Haskins was benched for Taylor Heineke. That's how Dwayne Haskins got in there. I mean, that's how Taylor Heineke got in. Because Dwayne Haskins came in because Alex Smith could not go. That was the same season. Scott Turner, he was 4-3 that season. He started that season. Alex Smith was not supposed to come back. Dwayne Haskins was the starter that season, going into the season.
And we're not going to act like, you know what I'm saying, the record is the record all because of the offense. What the defense do out there this year? They gave up we gave up 40 burgers. We gave up 30 burgers.
Okay. But like I was saying, even about the Dallas game, even in the Dallas game, when you look at it, they was only down by 3 points. And then,
looking at their game.
Hold up. And the 3rd and 4th and 1.
So you give up.
Those are impact 3rd and 1 and 4th and 1.
So you all of a sudden can't play defense if your team don't get a 4th down on everyone. Not just even though. Hold on.
3rd and 1s. This is happening on 3rd and 1s. We got more 3 and outs than any team in the league. Because on 3rd and 1, you in shotgun, bro.
Everybody runs out of shotgun except for San Francisco and Philadelphia.
The Eagles don't. The Eagles don't.
I just said them, and they just got fined. They just got fined for their center moving the ball every single time that they do that.
It don't matter.
It do matter when
they win games. What's their record?
All right. They're not going to the Super Bowl this year. How about that?
I mean, their record better than ours.
I have a problem with season if you don't go to the Super Bowl and win it. So
I have a problem with a 4-12 record.
From your mouth, I'm only saying what you said, bro. It's a failed season.
It is a failed season.
You don't win the Super Bowl.
It don't mean that you didn't do good things during that season.
What does the record have to do with anything?
It doesn't
mean you didn't do good things during that season.
What does the record got to do with anything?
We put blame in the wrong place.
Is the bus.
Whose fault is it? The offense is ranked 15th. What is the rank? What is defense rank?
I said for me
You can't put it
personally,
all on Eric
for
Bieniemy.
me
We talking about a
personally,
couple games
for,
versus
for,
what the
for
defense has
me
been doing all
personally,
season.
I don't think Eric Bieniemy ever gave us a chance to win. Ever gave the
Why?
defense a chance to do it.
What
Why?
are you talking about? There's
Why?
several games
Again,
that we've
like I
been in
said, I
the
take the
lead where your
Dallas
team
game.
has
You
been
take the
It's two.
down
Dallas game.
almost
What
every
about
You
the
year
take
with
the
Bills game?
Dallas
Rivera and
game
Del
for
Rio as
instance.
coaches. Every game we down except for against the Chiefs one year and against the Vikings one year is we up at halftime. We've been down at halftime damn near every game that we fucking covered the last 3-4 years. Pardon my French. Damn near every game. What are you talking about? We've been in the lead a few games going into halftime. And that's a change around this jump. I'm not saying that it's much better because I've had my complaints, definitely. And again, I don't even agree that the dude is the head coach here next year because I don't understand how he takes being demoted when I'm an assistant head coach. And I don't see a new coach coming in here allowing you to be the assistant head coach when I may want to run my stuff a different way. I just don't know how that works. If he stays, this means you're going to have to go find one of the better defensive coordinators in the league to helm your defense because he can't call defense. That's not part of his repertoire. And again, if he's going to be here, which you suggest that he is, because you feel like he's a mole. So if he's going to be here, you got to name what defensive coordinator, or you got to think about what defensive coordinator is going to be okay with jacking as well.
Anybody. He was okay with it. I didn't think he was going to be okay with it. And I'm gonna tell y'all something. Just to hold up. Just so to let y'all know, just to let y'all know, last year the Redskins averaged 18.9 points per game, right? This year they averaged 19.9, 1 point more. That's what Bieniemy is, 1 point better.
It's still
except the record
better.
is a lot better. They were 8-8 last year.
It's still better
in this time. Hey, 1 point.
They had Heineke at quarterback.
If all they out over 1 point, okay.
They had Heineke at quarterback, who's far better than Sam Howell.
And I ain't for whatever reason,
he's far better than Sam Howell.
If you say
he's far better.
If you say that,
he's far better than Sam. His record suggests that with the Falcons too. His record on his own. His record with us.
He didn't win a game with the Falcons this year. He lost every game.
His team record with the Falcons.
No, he lost every
and yes, he had
with the Falcons.
Bro, what are you? Come on, bro.
What are
you doing
with the Falcons?
What are you doing?
All right. Look, he didn't win a game with the Falcons.
Did he not win last week?
He didn't play. Ritter played.
No, he played, bro.
Okay.
We covered the game. When we was covering the game, we was looking at the scores and stuff.
My man
he played
it right now, bro. My man is killing it.
Hold on. Let's see. Oh no, he's 2-1. Y'all right. He's 2-1. He's 2-1.
I told you he's got a better record with us and without us.
All I'm saying is we may be 1 point difference, but we like
2-1 versus the Falcons.
Maybe
it's versus the Falcons.
We about 10, maybe 12 spats better than we was on offense last year.
We only 1 point better though. We only 1
it's
point
1
better.
But what I'm saying is the stat line from a 26 to a 27 to a 15. That's a big leap, bro. And it ain't all just because of Sam Howell.
We're 1 point better though.
We get more yards. We get more yards. He got to get them yards somehow. Somebody got to give him the play. Somebody got to give him the play.
Your man throws all them picks, so it takes the offense off the field a whole lot.
Okay.
We got the most 3 and outs. Gets off the field a whole lot.
I just think it's the play call, and when they know what you're going to do, they know what you're going to do.
Yep, I feel you on that. You name teams
that play. You hold the ball. When you hold the ball, when you don't have to hold the ball, they're going to come and get you. That's easy math. In the NFL, you got about 3 seconds, if that. And our line wasn't even alive on that on some plays. And the plays that they did allow, he was holding the ball.
Eric Bieniemy picked. Those are the people that Eric Bieniemy picked.
But what about times when he had time?
Heineke 1 and 3.
Open. And people were open. Oh, he overthrow him. He missed him. He throw a pick. Like, that's not Eric Bieniemy's fault.
Heineke is 1 and 3 this year.
I just said that.
Okay. Yeah. He beat the Colts.
Beat the Colts last week. He only started in 2 games though.
Sorry, but he's 1-4, 5,
Nah, he won
because he
one
lost to
and
the
4.
Vikings too.
He only started in
Vikings.
2 games. It's the Titans, the Vikings, the Cardinals, and the Colts. He,
Oh, got you.
he
Got you. Oh, so that's what I'm saying. I like Heineke. So this ain't the rag on him. I just personally don't believe in Bieniemy. I don't believe in Bieniemy, and I don't believe in Josh Hurst. And
I
we
like
might
how,
be the ones we
but I'm
stuck
not
in.
going to sit up here and say he's not inconsistent. He's doing a good job. I'm not going to lie like that.
I mean, I've seen again. It's for me. It's why the regression is happening, and for me, it just had a lot to do with play calling. When you gave him some decent call plays, good decent game plan, he executed. When you gave him a trash
First
game
of all,
plan, he didn't.
No,
every we
even when he
hold on,
had
real quick,
good game plans, he
we have
ain't
never we have
executed.
I can't say he had a good
hold on.
game plan.
While Bieniemy has been the head coach,
Eagles.
we have never had a game we have not had a game this season where we've ran the ball 25 times.
And I complain about that too.
No. I'm just, well, here's what I'm saying with that. What I'm saying is that if anybody remembers, and you go back to the last season that Alex Smith was with the Chiefs when Mahomes took over, and then the following season, their running game diminished from where it is or where it is now and where it was the year before Mahomes was the quarterback. Bieniemy did the same thing with Mahomes as far as passing the ball. That's why he had so many passing highlights that season, his first season with the Chiefs. The reason being is because Andy Reid, he did toss in the runs here and there, but Andy Reid is a far better coach than Ron Rivera. The design of it and how it looked, and they had Tyreek Hill, and you know what I'm saying, a couple of other speedsters where it was just designed differently. I am not saying at all that Howell cannot be better. I think that he's having a tough season. To me, the only way, and this is to be positive about the entire situation, the only way that Howell stays here, number one, as the quarterback and becomes really good and can stay at the starting quarterback is if this season does not get to him mentally. You know what I'm saying? If he can build off of this positively and not necessarily like have a short memory like they tell quarterbacks to have, and not really let anything media wise and all that get to him mentally,
Yeah.
I think that this season will allow him to grow a lot like a Peyton Manning or something like that, because, or even a Eli, like how Eli had his first season, he was throwing all them picks and stuff like that. Like if you can get rid of that mentally and focus on the game and what you can do better, I think those numbers change up a whole lot next year, given the right circumstances. Also, in year 2, if Bieniemy is the head coach or if Bieniemy is the offensive coordinator, and that's if with a small if to me, because I only really think he's going to be back about 10 to 12%. Um, uh, if he does come back, you have to increase the running game. I think personally, he's doing everybody, not just Howell, but everybody on the team a disservice not running the ball more. I do not understand how a previous running back in the NFL, not a college coach, not a high school running back, a previous NFL running back who was pretty good. It wasn't the greatest, but he was pretty good. And I do not know or see how he hasn't run the ball a lot more with the team. Today, Robinson was averaging 5.5 yards a carry in the first half. You got to passing, and we got to situations where we're third and this and third and that, and we're not running the ball, and we having to turn the ball over or kick or punt the ball. All of these offenses that have put up all of these amazing numbers and stuff like that this year, that's only going to get combated when you don't have a team that can go shot for shot back when you run the ball. If you're going to help your defense at all, you have to run the ball. Those are things that if you would like to say go on the coordinator road, I totally agree with you. I would never argue with you with that, because I don't believe that any coach is going to have success.
Yeah, you can't be one dimensional. And at the end of the day, all I'm personally saying is that it's a lot of things going on with this Washington football team that I personally put on the new people, because it wasn't going doing before the new people getting here. Yeah, the team might have been bad, but they hovered around 8-8. For them to shoot down all the way down to 4 wins, I can't even put that on reverse. I think these were instructions given by the ownership group who purposely, for whatever reason, decided that this was the route they were going to take.
Man, we've had 5 wins around here, 6 wins.
When?
We've been pretty low,
When?
so. But what I'm saying is the mediocrity was kept to the level that it was because one thing Daniel Snyder knew about this team was business-wise. I can't totally fail. If we do, they're not going to come back. We're not going to be the leading franchise that we were when I got this team. You know what I'm saying? Money-wise, not saying wins-wise or anything. So with that money, Daniel Snyder was smart about keeping it to a certain degree. But when he found out it wasn't going to be his team no more, he cared less about that. That's why he derailed the whole movement.
I'm not disputing that. But I think he did the same thing when he chose the ownership too. He chose the worst possible owner. I'm saying I'm keeping it that way around the board. I'm not just saying, oh, he did it this way with this, but he ain't doing it with this. No, I think the same sentiments. I'm with you. When he chose the worst possible name, he did not redo FedEx like he was supposed to. It was several things he did, which indicates that he was trying to put the team in a pretty bad position. I'm with you 1,000,000%. However, I believe that one goes across the board, not just with duties on the football field, but also with the owner that he chose, and he chose to put the team in whose hands. Because at the end of the day, if you're a railroaders on one end, what stops you from railroading us all the way? And the best way to railroad us is to give up the team to a Mo who ain't gonna win anyway. So I think that's across the board. It's not just limited to
like I say, I
team.
don't necessarily think it's so much as the owners than it's the league. The league been railroading this team for years now. For what? I don't know why. But the league has been doing it for years. The owners, we had this discussion. The owners didn't want the Redskins to get Jeff Bezos. What do we need the league for? He don't need the league. He do whatever he want to do.
I
He
agree.
got that type of money.
But they needed Snyder to do it. And Snyder was more than willing to do it. And that's my problem. And so if he did do it, and he's advocating for hers, then we know hers in on it too. That's my only thing. Is if we gonna say
Snyder was in on
Snyder
it too,
railroaded
so
the team before he left, cool. But why wouldn't he railroad the team during the sale too then? That part I don't get.
because that's gonna mess up his money.
It was gonna mess up his money regardless. If he was gonna railroad him, he was gonna railroad him.
Nah, he's business at the end of the day. He can railroad all day, but
How
he
was
was
it gonna
stupid.
mess up his money by him not choosing not to railroad him at the end during the sale? He don't. Once he get his money, it's over. The sale is done. Once you buy it, you buy it. You can't
If
come
you
back and
don't,
say, "Oh, this
if
team
you
ain't
don't,
good, so give me some of that money back."
if you don't do the league tell you to do, that's how it would have railroaded. That's how
He
they
during
would have
your
found a way.
sale, he made it clear. Snyder made it clear that during the sale he would control all parts of it. The league had no say in none of that.
That's for face card. League got a lot of say in it. They can say he can say what he want to say.
They ain't stopping him
But
from not
they the
selling it.
reason why he ain't set a team to Bezos. If he had so much control over the team, the league the reason why he ain't set a team to Bezos. He had that much control. That much control.
I
Because if
don't
he
think.
had all the control that he stated he had, he would have kept the team. What you selling for? You had so much control.
But that goes back to what I said from the very beginning, which was, hey, if Snyder railroad you one end, he gonna railroad you on other places too, including the sale. That's all I'm saying. And so for this team to
But it's
me to
not
drop,
the
regardless,
owner. Get the owner out our heads. It's the
I
league,
don't think it's the. I think it's the
bro.
owner. I
I bet you
personally
know. I
think
bet you the
it's the
league
owner.
already knew who was going to the Super Bowl at the end of the year. At the beginning, it's the
I,
league, bro.
I, even if
It's
it's
the
the
league.
league, the owner got to work with the league to make that happen. Even if it is the league,
But guess
the
what?
owner
It's
still.
still it's still business. At the end of the day, he gonna line his pockets regardless of whether we good or bad. His pockets still gonna be
No,
lined.
it ain't. That's not
Yeah,
true.
it
That's not
is.
true either.
All right.
That's not true either. The
Tell him.
fans had say. Remember, public relations matter.
This
So
is
like
not
today,
Green
they
Bay
had a
though.
public relations matter. Today they had a stadium full of San Francisco 49er fans. They had a stadium full of San Francisco. It was not a good look, public relations wise. It just wasn't. It wasn't a good look when it comes to your sponsors. And you have people that are aligned in business, spend millions of dollars to be affiliated with the team. That's not a good look for them. That's what I'm saying. So the fans can control more than what we think we control. That's all I'm saying. Is yes, the league do have their say, but so do the fans.
We don't control that much though. Is what I'm
They
saying though. At the end of the
control
day,
more than what you
they're
think.
still going to make their money. This is not Green Bay.
That's not
Green
true.
Bay fans have total control over that franchise.
They not still gonna make their money. They ain't gonna make no.
They are still
They
going
ain't
to make
gonna
their
make their
money.
profit. They ain't gonna make no profits. Then they're gonna be trading water. It's teams that lost money. We went over the list. You remember going over the list last week? It's teams that lost money last year. It's a lot of teams that
Well,
lost money last year. Most teams wasn't in the profit. Most of them was not in the profit. So yeah, you're right. They're gonna make some money, but you're right, they're gonna make some money, but that don't mean they're gonna cover their expenses either. So like you said, it's
all,
business. So it's about
all of
getting in the
them owners,
profit.
all of them owners make at least 100 every year.
No, we just went
Yes, they
the
do. All of them.
teams,
Yes, they do.
the teams themselves did not make it was several teams that did not make any money last year. They were in the negative. Several teams that was in the negative
In the
last year.
negative, but by how much though, bruh?
Hey,
You
enough.
had to make some.
A
You had
negative
to
is
make some
negative.
money.
You didn't make no money if you in the negative.
You did make some money because if you didn't make no money, it'd have been way more deficit than what it is. You made some money, but just not enough.
A debt is a debt. I don't care if I lost $10. I didn't make any money if I lost money.
You made some money. You
Now,
just
did
didn't
people
make back what you
come to the
spent.
games?
You didn't make back
Yes,
what
but
you spent.
right, that's what I mean. So that's what the profit. These guys got to make money. So that's why I'm saying we control a little bit more. Those are the margins. Which, for instance, the
The
Dallas
Buffalo
Cowboys.
Bills bought in $65 million last year. That was the lowest of all teams. What do you mean they're losing money?
Okay, I'm about to know. I'm about to pull it up. Okay, yeah, you're right. Buffalo Bills made 65 million. Yeah, that doesn't cover. What is that going to cover? We ain't far behind them with 87 million.
No. That's profit. They made
I
way
know
more money
profit,
than
right?
that.
Profit. Okay, 87 million profit. Okay, whoop de do.
What do you
How
mean
much
whoop
did
de
you
do?
pay your players?
That's
How much did
after
you pay your players?
that's after paying everybody.
Okay, you can't
There's
build a
nobody
stadium making $87 million a year. You
in
can't build a stadium like that.
10 years. That's $870 million.
That's
Yes, you
not a
can.
stadium. No, stadiums cost $5 billion. SoFi just cost $5 billion.
They're not
That's so
paying for
far.
all of these
Oh,
by their
okay,
sales, and these owners own the team for more than a year, bro.
okay.
There's not one day they don't just own it for 1 year and then get a team. The Rams won the Super Bowl. I mean, they went to a Super Bowl way more times than before they moved.
No, they went because that's how they had to win in order to get that. You got to win. And sometimes when you win, you don't even because your market is so small, you don't even make money then. Even when you do win. Even when you do win. Sometimes you don't even make that. Like you said, the Buffalo Bills was the last rated team. And honestly, let's say that profit was 65 million. If they don't continue to make that every year, because their operating fund for next year is pretty high. So yeah, you made 85, but it goes into the operating fund for next year. So
you're not listening. You
no,
overdoing
I'm
it, bro.
listening. It says operating income, National Football League. It's operating. You gotta have the operating fund. So this is outside of the players and all of that. This is your operating, your lights, your electricity,
But
your
look
your
though,
your, your concessions. That's your operating fund. It's right here. Everybody's operating fund. That's your lights, your
but
concessions. This is
this,
outside of football now.
this is the thing about that though, bro. Just like today, it wasn't a lot of Redskin fans there,
Yo,
but
uh,
49er fans came.
That's it. That says
So you got
profit,
people in the
bro.
building spending money
That says profit,
regardless.
sir.
no. It's operating income.
That's it.
Go to statistics where it says operating income of NFL sports teams
NFL and
2022 in
EPL team
millions.
operating profits for 2022, not all time. 2022 are 65 million for Buffalo.
No, not profits. That's not what I'm looking at. That's not
I,
what I'm
I
looking at.
what
Oh,
I know that the number that you're naming off, I'm telling you that after that, it's $65 million in profits. The Cowboys have over 500 something million dollars. Their profits are $460 million.
I'm not disputing that. I said, but for the next year, guess what their operating income is going to be? $504 million. Still going to have a high operating income. So this don't have, you still got to pay for your next year.
You just didn't hear what I said. They make a profit of 400. I know that operating cost is 500 something. Their profits after that is $460 million for
I'm
the
not disputing
Cowboys.
that, but okay, so that 400 is going to go into next year's operating income
No,
too.
it's not. Okay, all
Okay,
right, okay, yes. You're right. You're right. Bro, if you got a bag and you bought a bag for $500, but you sold it for $1,500, your operating costs don't become
no,
$1,500. They're still
it's still the same
$500.
from last year. So yes, I still keep my
So
profit.
my profits
So like
of
that's
a
what I
thousand.
just said. But my profit still has to
When
be
I
reinvested.
say that my operating costs are 500, and I say my profits for that year are $1,000, that profit is my money. That has nothing to do with my operating costs. The 500's
I'm not
already
talking
put in
about
for.
that you on the same year of budgets. I'm not talking about that same year. I'm talking about the
No,
next year of
I'm
budget.
not talking. You missing me. I'm not reading the budgets. I'm letting you read the budgets. I'm reading the profits after the budget, which means the operating costs are what the operating costs are. The profits is what's made
I agree.
after all of that is put
Right.
back in
So
there.
okay. So now you made 500 million, right?
Yes.
You paid 500 million out too for your operating costs from the year that just
Make
passed.
five. The
Hold up.
Cowboys
To
can do
make
that to make
500 right
another
now, you have
500 million.
another year coming. So
Listen
you
to
have to
me,
put that
right?
back
I
up.
think you missing it. I spent 504 from the Cowboys to make 460.
Right.
My 504 I've gotten back.
So
They
so
made
now
nine.
another year is coming.
They
Another year
listen
is coming.
to me, bro. They made 960 million, $65 million, which makes 460 million
Right.
profit. They have the 500 for the
How?
next year.
How?
Are you listening? Profits
No,
is
you had
what,
to
what you make.
spend 500 to
Oh
make
my
that. You had to spend that.
God, bro,
It's out.
You
you're
didn't
not
just
listening.
make
It's out of the
900
money
to
that
have
you already
500. You
had from
spent
the last
500.
season
You just
before,
said
though.
that.
Right. Listen, their total income, gross income is 960.
Right.
Profits out of that 505 you mentioned is 460, which means I have another 505 for next year. What I have that 460 is my money as the
No, that's
Cowboys.
not what that means.
Yes,
You
it
Yes,
have
it
to
does.
does, bro.
Okay, all right, okay,
Bro,
okay,
I'm telling you that from me right
okay.
now, bro. I got a bag in my hand and I spent 500 on it and I made $1,000. 500 is my
So you have to
profit.
take that next 500 to put up for next
I
year.
already had that if I made a
No,
thousand. Are you not listening to me?
okay, okay,
Did you just hear
okay,
what I said? That's simple,
uh,
man. How are you missing that part?
okay, okay. So the 500 that you put up initially just came out of nowhere, right?
No, bruh, I've already made this money. I have 500 million. I got 500 million. So and when I spend it, I'm not spending it to
Okay,
make
you spend it,
$505
you
million.
reinvest that money. You just reinvesting it for the next year.
And it
That's all I'm
made me
saying.
400 more million than I already had. I'm taking my original money that I put up and I'm putting it back. I already still have an extra $400 million that my money made me.
Okay.
Why are you missing that?
Okay. You had to spend though. I know you had to spend because you had
Yes,
to put up
yes,
for
that's why I said
lights.
that
You
that
put up for
Buffalo.
lights. You put up
So
for
listen,
you spent something.
listen
So to say
to
that we
me,
didn't spend anything,
bro. You missing it. That's
it
what I'm
makes
trying to
no
tell
sense.
you. You covering half of it and then you missing, you losing it, bro. Listen, Buffalo only made $65 million because they don't have a new stadium. Remember, they one of the teams that have to get a new stadium. Dallas is making that much money because their stadium is being used for other shit. So they're getting profits in other things to go
I
with the
agree.
money. You know what I'm
I
saying? That's what I'm
agree.
saying. That $400 million is extra. They got a $4 or $5 billion stadium that they got to pay for too. So those
I
extra
agree.
profits go into what I got to pay for. It's other stuff that they got to pay for besides
That's all
that.
I'm saying. Is that it's still reinvested in some sort of way. That's all I'm
What
saying.
I'm
Is that
saying
for
is that
me?
what you
For
were saying
me,
was that I got to put it
we're
in. What
taking the
about
Dallas
next year?
Cowboys. Hold
You're
up,
saying what about
they have
next
a
year? I'm
big
saying that
pool.
next year is
That
already
we don't
accounted
have that
for.
pool. We don't have those extracurricular activities going on at FedEx. We
Bro,
don't
our
have none
team
of
is
that.
nowhere near the bottom. Our
Huh?
team is nowhere near the
Yeah,
bottom. Our team was no.
I to beg to differ. We were like right at the bottom. We were 87 million. We weren't that far. We were not that far from the bottom. 64, 67 million was the last. 65 million was the last. We were at 87.
Almost 100 million for a team that's lost
That's about $20 million
17 out of
Yeah, that's
more, bro.
22
20
years.
million. That's not far from the bottom though.
It is.
I'm about to pull it up. I'm about to pull a list up.
It's kind of far from the bottom.
I'm about to pull a list up. We are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. We are 10 from the bottom. We're bottom 10.
That's a little ways from the bottom, bro.
Bottom 10. Bottom 10.
Yeah. So we have what, 2022
No, it's
in the whole league?
32 teams, 22
So
out of
we have
32.
22.
Out of 32. That's bottom. That's all I'm saying.
But for the product that got put on the field, that ain't bad.
You know who was second? The Raiders. We had a better record than the Raiders last year. The Giants were second. The Patriots were after that. The Bears was after that. The Houston Texans, Philadelphia Eagles, Atlanta Falcons. Oh yeah, it's plenty of teams that were top of the list. They're not winners.
We haven't been either.
That's the only thing I'm saying is that the fans do control that extra money. That's all I'm saying. The fans control that extra stuff. We ain't going and spending money on jerseys. We ain't spending money on this. We can't affect that outcome. That bottom line, we do affect that. That's what I'm saying. We affect that bottom line.
Yeah. No, I never said we didn't.
That's all I'm
That's why
saying.
Dave Snyder did the things he did around here every year because we affect that bottom line.
But that's what I'm saying, even about the Harris group, that we as fans have to make sure that we hold him accountable. And honestly, again, other fans might not care, but I see a really bad trajectory coming out of this ownership for the team to dip in losses like that. 4 losses than you had previous year. That's a lot of losses in the NFL. And especially when you were already middle of the pack. Now y'all 4 games worse under this regime. That to me is not a good sign of things to come. That's just my opinion. You know, if you 4 games worse and you were already middle of the pack, now y'all 4 games worse than that. Oh, this regime obviously don't know what they're doing. That's how I'm gonna look at it. So again, I could be wrong, but I just don't. I don't feel like I feel like it was a lot of disingenuous parties involved. I feel like Snyder was disingenuous, like we pointed out. I don't feel if Josh Hurd has had any plans, at least, of really doing the right thing with this team. I don't think he would have it. I don't think Snyder would have sold him the team if he was going to do the right thing with it. That's just my opinion. And so far, my opinion is backed up by the worst season we've had around here in at least 4 years. So the record also backs up my initial theory that Robert Snyder, me and Mags, not sell the team to Bezos, but sell it to him when he could have got more money from Bezos. Oh, so he on some revenge for real. Oh, okay, so he sold it to somebody that's going to sell us out. That's my thinking. And again, now I'm looking at the field. I'm looking at them purposely tank games. I'm looking at them purposely fire a coach who I'm like, okay, yeah, you took all his pieces. So what did you expect them to do? I'm looking at them do things that back up the theory too. It's not just what I initially thought. I'm seeing action on the field that backs that up. That's why, for me, my stance is where it is. I don't believe in this ownership. I just think it's too many disingenuous parties involved. And again, going back to what Big Son said originally, he feel like Snyder chose the worst name he could choose, made certain moves because these were the worst moves he could make, did certain things because these were the worst things that he could do before he unloaded this team off to somebody else. Vito even said the same thing. Oh, it was bad that he received them as a bad team. He received them as a bad team. He's okay. So Snyder obviously was not doing whatever he thought was best for the team at the time. Well, what would make somebody think that he would all of a sudden do what's best for the team during the sale? That's where my theories are coming from. It's what I'm seeing on the field match
But what
with
I'm saying is
all
we're
the
gonna
other
have to see.
things.
We're gonna have to see, like we had to see with Snyder. Everybody wants to know sold on Snyder overnight. A lot of people ain't like Snyder out the gate. Just like a lot of people don't like the Harris group right now. I don't like them because I believe they could have gave a better bid to this team this year. We could have had a better offensive line. We could have had some tight ends around here, like the tight end Hunter Henry. We could have got him. We could have got Hunter Henry. We could have done a lot more decent on our offensive line. Yeah, you spent that money, but for you to make money, bro, it's a worldwide rule. You got to spend money to make money.
I agree with that.
You know what I'm saying? So that not spending money thing ain't gonna work here. You gotta spend money to make money around these parts, because we ain't gonna come to your games, and all you're gonna have is uh, the opposing team in your building rooting their team on like it's their house.
Oh yeah, that was pretty embarrassing. I've been to one of those before. That was pretty embarrassing.
That was today.
Yeah, I've
That was today.
been to one of those with an opposing team take over your stadium and they beat you. They not only do they take over the stadium, they beat you. It's another thing when they take over your stadium and lose, but they took over your stadium and beat you bad.
Y'all want to make one before we go?
You know, so that was the total package of what I saw personally. Again, this ain't nothing against the Hurst group, the Erg enemy, Josh Hurst, nobody. But I'm gonna keep it real. I don't think it's too many snakes in the grass. It's too many snakes in the grass that involve this sale. You know, and yes, you're right. The offensive line was bad, but the receivers weren't bad. Your defensive line wasn't bad going into the season. I thought you were fools for letting Cole Holcomb walk out the door and not replacing him and replacing him with Cody Barton of all people. I thought you was fools because of that. You know, so it's certain things that I felt. I mean, I would take Cole Holcomb over Nick Gates any day, and Cole Holcomb got pretty much the money that you gave to Nick Gates. So I mean, these things that I saw that just were problematic. You know, you didn't offer anything to Landon Collins, who's literally still sitting out there to this day. I felt like that's a mistake. He helped the Giants get to a playoff run last year for sure. He had 2 pick sixes at the end of the season.
Mm-hmm.
So to think that man had a chance to walk back in these doors after what that defense looked like after he left and before he left, I'm sorry. I just don't think that y'all are genuinely trying to win. And that's one thing I've never had to question with Scott Turner. Even if he was doing a bad job, you still saw that Scott Turner was at least trying to win. It just wasn't working out.
Yeah.
And for me to question whether you're trying to win or not, that's when I lose respect for you as a coach. That's one thing nobody should ever have. And if I'm questioning it from where I'm sitting at, and Jack Del Rio questioned it, he was sitting right next to you, then players questioning it too. And that's the one thing that you never want a player to question is whether his coach is trying to win or not. Because he'll just take the bag and go home at the end of the day. Because they get a pretty one.
Mm-hmm.
So
we gonna see, man.
One more left.
No.
One more left. One more left. This off season set to be spicy, ladies and gentlemen. Happy New Year's Eve to everybody out there. Y'all be safe coming on, bringing that New Year on in. You know, it's getting real with y'all Redskin football all season. Y'all done watch us chop it up, go back and forth about who's what and who's who. You know, again, I apologize to y'all for the organization because this ain't what they said it was going to happen in the beginning of the year. They at least told us they was going to try harder than this. That's one thing they did tell us. So it's been a tough one. You know. Yes, indeed. So you got any final thoughts? What's your final thoughts, Big Son?
My final thoughts is in 2024, we want clarity and more. We want more in 24. Clarity, honesty, and a better product on the field. That's my final thought for 2024 coming in. This
Yeah, baby.
2023 was rough as it could be around these parts. Yes, it was. It was rough.
Yes, indeed. Well, my final thoughts is do not spend until they win. I'm going to hold that. I'm going to stay true to that. Skins fans, keep your money in your pocket until they can get 2 consecutive 10-win seasons in a row. That's what we need. Until that happens, don't believe the hype. Don't believe the draft. Don't believe the draft position. Don't believe the players they bring in. Don't believe the coaches. Don't believe nobody till you see it on the field because they dupe us every time and they got rich off of selling us dreams. We done made them rich on selling us dreams. Don't believe nothing till you see it. Then it's okay. Once you get we get to, you know, at least 2 10-win seasons, you know, that's something that they gonna be consistent with. That's normally the start of some consistency. And until that happens, don't believe nothing around here. Keep your money in your pocket. It will serve the team better in the end. Don't spend nothing.
Yeah.
You can watch them. You can watch the games, listen to the games, listen to us, still rock with your team, but don't you buy nothing. And don't you go to that stadium.
Yeah, because we can tell you all about the game.
Yep.
We can tell you all about the game.
Yep. And right now, it ain't all about nothing because the way they playing, you don't want to be in there anyway. Wasting your money. You know, been terrible. Terrible. But yeah, that's my final thought. You know, try to we'll see y'all on the other side of the year. You know, Uptown Vito, Point B, we're gonna sign off for them.
Yeah, it's your boy Big Son, man. It's straight Tyrone Davis over here. It's time for a turning point.
Yeah, yes indeed.
Yeah, man.
Yes indeed. ETA Money Row. It's gonna be a new one in the 2024, baby. See y'all
All right,
on the
y'all
flip
enjoy y'all
side.
New Year's, man. Be safe out there.
We got one more to go, y'all. See y'all next week. Same time, same bat channel. It's Dallas week. Hopefully, even if I know Redskin fans gonna be rooting for the loss because of draft. I don't ever want a loss to the Cowboys. So we
But,
gotta avenge that 45-10.
yeah, it really don't matter what go on right now, far as what I want to say, draft, because that have a point. Y'all not gonna get Brock Bowers. Y'all gonna have to trade down anyway. And I've done the new team, whatever you want to call it, the draft picks for 2024. I've done that draft, and man, Brock Bowers is not everything everybody thinks he is. Sorry. Just to let y'all know, head up. I want the guy myself. I might need to go investigate, do some more homework because had I known that I would traded down and got me some more offensive linemen in there because my team ain't looking too good right now in the season. I think we're about we're about 3 games in, but it doesn't look good at all. It don't look good. So yeah, I don't know. Got to see about Brock Bowers. Might be good for Georgia, but I don't know how it's gonna look with us.
Yeah, Georgia gave it to Florida State yesterday, 63-3, I think. 69-3 or whatever it was. It's pretty bad. So maybe it is some validity in the Brock Bowers. I don't really have a choice right now. I don't know who they're going to get. I want to see what they do at GM and coach first. That's kind of going to give me more of an idea of what I think I could foresee them doing at any other position. But you got to get a GM in there. I do not want Martin Mayhew to stay. I think Martin Mayhew was one of the worst things that ever happened to this team. So I don't want Martin Mayhew to stay. I would like for him to be replaced. I'm very disappointed, and I thought he was going to bring back some old Redskins and really give us our culture back, and he really didn't. So I'm very disappointed in what I've seen out of Mayhew.
I
I'm
mean, I
not
would
looking forward
take
to it.
Antonio Pierce at this point.
I would love if Antonio Pierce could come coach here. I would love it, to be honest. I would love it,
Yeah.
But I think the Raiders are probably going to retain him. I see them retaining him. But I would love if they don't for us to really give him a shot or a hard look. Again, I'm a Callahan fan still to this day. I would like to see Callahan get another interview, and that's just me. I'm biased when it comes to that. I mean, I think he's been highly successful since he's left here with the Browns, just like the Cowboys was successful when he came here. So whoever team he goes to, they seem to be all right, decent. Even us, the unit he coached were Pro Bowlers. He sent 2 Pro Bowlers to the Pro Bowl every year out of 5. So, I feel like Callahan is solid. So I would like to see him get another shot.
Yeah,
Yeah.
man. We gonna take it all in and give it to you how it needs to be given, straight, cutthroat, and honest.
Yes, indeed.
Unlike this regime that we have ahead of us right now, but we gonna see where they go from here. I mean, you can only go up. You at rock bottom right now. We at the
Yeah.
bottom of the division.
Yeah. Yeah.
When that shouldn't have been the case.
I
I
agree.
can call out 3 games right now we should have won, and that would have put our record at the. Y'all probably say I'm smoking something or he tripping, but 2 of them was the Philly game. We could have beat Philly in both of them games.
Yeah. And,
So
and honestly, let me say this before we get off air. I personally do not like when we are not even in the running for a playoff spot towards the end of the year. I mean, it's just horrible. I mean, it's just not good for football. It's not good for the city. It's not good for nothing when we're not even in the running for the playoffs. Like, we're not even in the running. We're not even in the hunt. Nothing. We're not even on the board at all. It's pretty pitiful. Pretty pitiful.
yep,
So,
I could agree.
yeah. Yeah, so we're gonna see y'all next week. Signing out. It's the Nature Sports Network.
All right.
Yeah.